FM. You're making...
Angeles. 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the World Famous KROQ.
Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday. Here we are on KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Good morning, YouTube, net bangers. How the hell goes it? Klein Alley Show. In your ears and in your eyes. If you need us, phone's open now, 800-520-1067. You can call, you can text, you can win. Today, Allie, we are flush. We've doubled up almost all prizes.
I know. What are we doing?
I don't know. It seems pathetic at some point,
it's
but
like
here we go.
There was a drawer left unopened somewhere in this building, and they were like, wait a minute. There's all these tickets. Well, let's just double it up for the next couple of days.
Here's what we got for you today. If you give us some of your time over the next, 4 hours, you could end up leaving here with Disneyland tickets, 4 passes to Disneyland. Your choice, Disneyland Park or Disney California Adventure, as they celebrate the 70th anniversary celebration. And Allie and I were talking about this yesterday after the show. We thought Disney just had a 100th anniversary celebration, and now we're confused as to, are we going backwards? Are they trying to unload more merch?
I was like, am I crazy, or do we did we not just celebrate the 100th anniversary, but then now there's a 70th one, but then usually people celebrate a 75.
Yeah, it's a Disney versus Disneyland thing. Because I went home yesterday, and I swear I have a hat that says 100th Disney, and it's got Mickey right on the hat.
Yeah. But
I can't keep track of what the important dates there, but who cares? You'll be going.
So it seems like Disney is doing this kind of like, yeah, it's our meet-iversary versus our anniversary versus the day we got married versus the day we got together.
And I think there's a Disneyland anniversary versus actual Disney, the company. But get ready, because next year we'll be celebrating the 75th anniversary of Goofy or something. They've really figured out a way to market. They are geniuses over there.
Well, they know people love anniversaries.
So we'll give you some tickets to go there later. We got 5. That's right, 5 pairs of tickets to give you this morning to see Jack White's sold-out show at the Palladium tonight.
It's the first anniversary of yesterday's show.
It is the first one-day anniversary of the sold-out show of yesterday, which we got a lot of listeners into, so we get you into that as well. And not 1, but 2 pairs of tickets to an advanced screening of Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, where Tom Cruise does all of his own stunts.
There's probably an anniversary there, too.
I'm sure there is, so lots of chances for you to win historic and anniversary tickets from us all show long. If you're new to the show, nice to meet you. My name's Klein. That is Allie.
Hello.
You got DJ Omar Khan right there, the audio sniper. There's Jake the Nerd in the back room taking the calls. Postmaster Johnny, who says that we don't call him Postmaster that much anymore. I think he's trying to drop the Postmaster name and just go to his actual name, which is Johnny.
Johnny Dumbass?
Johnny Dumbass. So we've decided to get rid of Postmaster Johnny and rename him.
No, we had another one.
Johnny Gigolo.
No. Something about vagina.
Oh, vagina.
There we
vagina.
go. That's what we should go with.
Vagina. That was left on the goat line.
All right, that's the deal, Johnny. We'll drop Postmaster if we can add in vagina. Deal?
We'll put an instant post up right now. I think poll. We'll see how that goes.
I know how that's going to turn
And there's
out.
Vanessa right there, flanking Johnny in the back. It's going to be a good morning. Thanks for hanging out. According to the text line already, Allie looks hot today. First time watching on YouTube.
I look like ass today.
Wow. this morning. In a moment, it'll be $100 of Allie's money. If you'd like to get in on that, easy money. She paid yesterday. I would love to start one of them big, long losing streaks. Imagine that.
It would be nice to, it would be nice for you, not me, to see me lose everything that I saved on that airport travel over the weekend. I saved $550. Can you do it?
You already lost $100 yesterday. I hope someone wins again today. These questions are not that difficult. They're all based on stuff happening in the world, in the news. Answers are out there. Just go ahead and refresh quickly. And just like that, you could take Allie's money. She is just now putting together the first round of A.D.D News of the morning, which means she's only just started studying up.
Oh, I'm still getting the boogers out of my eyes.
You have an opportunity right now to call and play 800-520-1067 for some Allie Knows the News. And she said yesterday she walked and took multiple shuttles to save a little bit of money to get from some rundown, deserted hotel to the airport.
Well, it was a hotel that existed at one point. It's just that now it doesn't exist anymore, but the parking lot is still available, and I applaud 4 Point Sheraton for still renting out their parking spots even though they're not an operational hotel.
A lot of people would say that's crazy, what a waste of time.
I had to walk 10 minutes to another shuttle.
When you get a flight, and Allie had to sneak onto another shuttle from a different like an actual legitimate parking place that had shuttles. Meanwhile, this guy says, Allie, you are speaking his language.
Hey, this call in support of Allie. I'm just like Allie. I'm super cheap. I've been to concerts before where I've parked blocks away just so I don't have to pay for parking. I went to a festival one time at the Orange County Festival, parked around almost a mile away at a shopping center just because I didn't want to pay for parking.
Great.
So, Allie, if you weren't married and lesbian, I think we make a great couple.
Do you hear that? The only thing standing between you and this guy is the fact you're married and a lesbian.
Sounds like there's a few more roadblocks.
I don't know.
Than that, but
you sounds like your people, baby.
The thing is, you guys think it's sad to walk a long distance from your car to point A. And I think that it's great. Think about all the other countries where they're walking all over the place. Paris, London, they're walking all over. And I know that here we are always in our cars, and you think, oh, just because I didn't get a close parking spot, I have to walk. I'm so pathetic. It's good to go for a walk. I don't mind walking. That's part of why I like to save money, is because I don't mind it.
I have some friends who park away from the Forum, and it's great because not only you walk there, but you can walk out instead of getting trapped in the Forum parking lot.
Yes, I've done that many times.
There is you can go ahead and twist the story. You can change the narrative to make it sound like what you are doing is actually smart. But the reality is, if money were no object, if money were not an object, and you had unlimited wealth, whatever, or everything was free, you would still...
That's not going to happen, so I'm not going to...
Okay, but my question for you is, would you still do this stupid parking thing you're saying? Are you standing by it, or would you say no? If it didn't cost anything, or if I had a parking permit, I would park in the lot up close.
It depends on the situation, because there are some, like, say, in NFL game, it's nice to walk with everybody, and everyone's going, yeah!
No, it's
No,
it's not.
And then
I'm taking a helicopter in and out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're out of your mind.
And then you can buy cooler beers from that random guy on the side of the road.
Oh, yeah, those cooler beers are great.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, guy's got his lunch sandwich floating around in there with all those beers.
Yeah.
They're cheaper on the outside,
it's about
they say.
Experience, not the money.
Take Allie's money now, please, so she doesn't blow it on terrible parking. We'll come back with some Allie Knows the News. 5 questions stand between you and instant wealth, and we do that after this quick break on KROQ.
Enrollment starts now for Camp KROQ. Earn your merit badge at 9, noon, 3, and 6 when you win a 4-pack of one-day, one-park tickets to Disneyland Park or Disney California Adventure Park. At the Disneyland Resort, the happiest place on earth, you'll find all kinds of happy. You can find the travel to a galaxy far, far away kind of happy and that woohoo kind of happy. Join in the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration starting May 16th. Pitch your tent at KROQ all week to win. Will ticket and park reservation required.
KROQ.
Klein Alley Show, about to start drinking some tequila in here with Mr. Suave Agave. It was nice enough to come in, listen to the show, heard us talking about tequila. So look, he could school all of us on good versus bad. And Cinco de Mayo just so happened that we were going to have him come in Monday regardless. Just so happened it seems like a theme show now.
Yeah.
And also we should point out Vanessa had her birthday over the weekend. We all forgot it, except Allie. She remembered but didn't send a text.
That's right.
Which is even more messed up than forgetting altogether.
Not more messed up.
Vanessa was going to be blindfolded for this tequila taste test. But the sad part is we didn't even have a blindfold, so she had to take Jake's dog's
I don't mind Kibby.
bandana.
Well, that's a byproduct of Jake and his smells.
Okay, but wait,
Put the blindfold on.
Question. Do I still need to do it? Because, they all look the same.
You don't need to do it, but you still need to do it.
I think you need to be blindfolded.
All look the same.
I know, they all look the same.
Okay, fine. I
That's
know
one of
too.
Mr. Suave Agave. These are all Blancos we're drinking today, right?
These are all Blancos.
Okay,
Yes,
'cause
absolutely.
a lot of different categories, tequila, and usually when you start getting to the real expensive ones, you're like an anejo, something like that, right? A darker tequila. These are all kind of and not that you couldn't have an expensive Blanco, but usually there's other styles are more expensive, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Blanco, you could actually technically age a Blanco up to 59 days until it turns into a Reposado. So you could have a Blanco that's still aged in a bourbon barrel and all that.
What's the most expensive tequila you've ever tasted? What does that go for?
There's a brand called Fuente Seca, and that's a 21-year aged extra añejo.
Right.
That one goes for about $1,400 or so. Yeah,
not bad.
And that's what I was going to bring you.
I know.
Well, you should have, but you didn't. I like Vanessa in the blindfold. All right, so we're going to try. We have 4 tequilas here. One of them is bottom of the barrel, bottom shelf, and one of them is a.
She's holding out her hands like she's going to pour it in her hand.
Oh, we got to pour it in
got
her
her
mouth.
hand out.
All right, and Vanessa will get hammered at the end of this as well. So
I
the next
can't
hour of the
wait.
show is going to be one
I'm
of those.
seriously so scared. You know when you've been hungover from tequila?
Yeah,
Like
the smell, it reminds you of that. Is that what you're saying? Hey,
And after one
Afraid.
drink, you get over that.
Omar, play the volleyball clip. I want to ask you, Mr. Suave, what type of tequila do you think she was on when she said this?
Okay, volleyball.
Now, if you really know your tequila, you would know how much tequila she had when she was flirting with a volleyball.
Sounds like a Cuervo. Cuervo. Yeah, that's what it does. Yeah,
that is
absolutely.
correct. This guy's real deal. We had people that called in when we said he was coming in. We had people that were going.
Sweet Dips, guys. I was just calling because I've heard your 429 show, and I have to say that Mr. Suave Agave, he is legit.
He's legit. Mr. Suave Agave is legit. So here we go. He's our tequila expert now.
Perfect.
We're ready to go. All right, Vanessa, whenever you're ready,
Cheers, bitches.
tequila number 1.
Are we all cheering? I need to know that you're in this with me.
We're all cheersing you,
Okay.
definitely.
You totally are.
Are we all cheering, she said. It's just the best. Yeah, we're all
Okay.
throwing them back. Woo!
I'm not I'm testing.
Now, are we
You're
go-
testing.
we're going in order from left to right?
Left to right, yeah. Tasting number 1. Yeah,
All right.
we're going to go
Okay,
tasting number 1.
one.
So.
I'm not just sipping.
Vanessa looks
Sure.
like she's sitting on a high chair, by the way, on the video screen.
Got our booster seat, yeah.
She looks
All
like
right, now come to the
actually-
airplane.
It looks like a child that we're trying to give medicine to.
I actually wanted to make sure I do need to check your ID before I serve this. I'm so sorry.
I'm 34.
You probably should. Check it out. All right. You want to put this in a bottle, Vanessa? Go ahead.
No,
throw
okay,
it.
I did it.
Is that number 1? So you're
1.
off to 2.
Number 1. She just did number 1. You
Oh,
guys
she already
doing
drank
number 1?
one. Hold
Yeah,
on,
let's
here we
go.
go.
Let's
That's
all
hard to
dive
keep
in.
up with Vanessa
Oh,
already.
yeah, no, she's already. She's
We're
going
just
wild.
going boom, boom, boom.
All right. 1 is down the hatch. All right. We're
One
going
is down. I took a sip.
Okay.
Oh, you're not throwing these down like shots?
No,
I
I'll
did.
die.
Of course, you have to.
man.
And by the way, I noticed these are all warm.
Yes, you want to do a tequila at room
Yeah.
temperature. You don't want to do it chilled.
Really?
When you do it chilled, it actually nullifies a lot of the flavor.
That's good
Yeah.
advice.
Which
there,
is the reason why people drink it chilled. So it's like, it's not so strong. I don't need a lime because.
Right.
Oh, interesting. But you would agree that the tequila is the most fun type of drunk a person can get.
Oh, you better believe
Yeah.
it. Oh,
All
yeah.
right, number 2.
Oh, well, here she goes. She's already.
I'm not saying I'm drunk, but I feel it.
Vanessa is like a hammered baby.
Thoughts?
Vanessa, thoughts on 2?
It's just getting
2
milk
is
drunk.
really sweet. Number 1 tasted like rubbing alcohol, and I hope that one's on mine.
I think that's the one you brought us.
Number 2. Number 2 is sweet. Oh,
So let me tell you something, too, is that.
it's sweet. I don't know what you want from me. That's exactly my thought. What do you want from me?
Right.
You're already getting belligerent.
Do you think any of these? Do you think any of these tequilas you brought us would use her quotes on the bottle after she says these wonderful things?
It's sweet shrug. Is that
Yeah.
all?
Sweet. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing is that as you guys are drinking it, and this thing about tequila is that when you do
You
taste
feel
it,
it
the
in
mo-
your body.
you do feel a nice little warm and tasty. But
She's hammered right now.
the more
best
you
day.
taste it, the more you're going to get the flavors and more smooth it's going to be.
She's got her
Also because
hand
of the
out
little toast.
again.
Oh, there you
Or
go.
number 3.
You gotta watch Vanessa drinking tequila on the YouTube right now. She is already about to fall off her high chair, and Mr. Suave Agave is putting the third
All
one
right,
in.
number 3. You better be drinking. Cheers.
Cheers. 3 is going down the hatch. Here she goes.
No? What do you not? What do you not like about?
Her face.
Oh wow, we got a real
Are
reaction.
you sure you don't want my face?
No.
Because my face is saying everything.
Put the blindfold back on. I don't know why we needed the
Okay,
blindfold.
well, number 3, it's smooth, but I still feel that, yeah, it's smooth. That's all I gotta say.
You did the tasting in Mexico, though, right? How did they teach you how to do it? How to drink it? You're supposed to breathe in, breathe out, all that, right?
Yeah.
Did you just do that? She forgot, I know.
No, sir.
Okay, do it again.
Yeah.
Which
Gotta
one was
practice
number
what you-
3?
I actually like 3.
I like 3 too.
I think
Okay.
3 maybe a little peppery.
Inhaling.
Yeah, right?
3 I think may be the best one so far. But let's figure if any of us know the worst one versus the best. That's the question.
It definitely
how's
has
that
the
feel?
most flavor.
Suave Gabi, you got to come with me on Wednesday
I feel
after the show
suave.
to get my nipple pierced and bring these.
Bring some
these-
tequila to you,
Yeah,
man.
bring, yeah.
Oh,
thank
heck
you.
yeah, you're going to
All
need
right.
it.
Suave
Last. What did she say?
She said it feels suave, guave.
All right, last one. This is the last.
last one.
The last one. Throw this one down all the way. Finish
All
this
right,
one.
now
Really.
eat
try-
it all.
Throw it.
Take
Are we
it.
all throwing it in? I need to confirm.
totally,
Please confirm you're throwing this back.
We're all throwing it back.
Woo! Hey, girl.
Bachelor party.
Skirt.
I'm skirt. What do you think of that one?
I mean,
Why do you look so disgusted after every single
choking.
one? I
Every
thought you liked
shot.
tequila.
well, not in this scenario. I feel pressure, but I like tequila in a cocktail.
Okay.
Right.
That one tastes smoky.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Which one did you like
All
best?
right.
So, Vanessa, take your blindfold off. You're going to try to rank them in order now, from worst to best. We're going from.
The order that was.
Yeah.
What do you?
wow.
What do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one do you think is
One
the?
was bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think 1 is the worst one?
Number 2 was pretty, like, on a scale from 1 to 5, I give it a
Hold
3.
on, you're now confusing the system. You just had 4 tequilas here.
Okay,
I
on a
just
scale
need to
from
know-
1, A through C.
No.
A
no.
for Z? What kind of a rating system? That's
Time to pay the people every morning around this time. Give you the shot to get at least $100 richer, which may not seem like much, but it's Allie's money, so $100. She'll stretch that out for months. You're taking her entire monthly budget away right now, and all you got to do is answer 5 questions correctly. And there's people all over the place that want a piece of you and your money, and I don't blame you. Hello, Whittier, California. Who's this?
Alejandro?
Alejandro, are you a child?
Yes.
How old are you?
11.
Oh, great.
Whoa.
Probably not cool to gamble with children on the news, but in this particular case, I would love Allie so much to lose $100 to a child.
Are you?
$100 to an 11-year-old is so much money.
But oh my God, are you kidding me?
I know. What would you spend that money on?
A new house.
Honestly, I have no idea.
You can invest it wisely, and then by the time you're ready to go to college, it'll be worth $1 million.
I have no idea.
Yeah, don't do
Also,
that.
I'm a really big fan of you guys.
Oh,
I
cool.
listen to you every morning.
Oh, thank you. Well, in that case, there's no chance he's going to get any of these right.
We're shaping the youth
All right,
of America,
Allie,
Klein.
I don't think I'm probably allowed to play this with a child, but I'm going to do it anyway, because what the hell, why not? And it would be so much fun. We would all love it. I don't think
It's a
Omar
nice
would
young boy for you,
ever
Klein.
laugh
You're
harder.
excited.
That's right. Time to groom you, son. Let's go. Allie, get out. Allie's going to leave. Allie's going to get out of the KROQ studios now. Apologies. Do you have a parent in the car that's approving of this transaction?
Yes.
All right, great.
Yes.
Love you. All right, happy Mother's Day. Here we go. Allie's out of the studio. Your round of Allie Knows the News. Alejandro starts right now. Hit it.
Allie Knows the News.
All right, this team, despite all odds, was just awarded the number 1 pick in next year's NBA draft. Which team just got the number 1 pick, 11-year-old Alejandro?
The Nuggets?
All right, go to question number 2. Controversy after President Trump has accepted a gift worth $400 million. What was the gift that he accepted?
Could you repeat the question?
Yes, President Trump just accepted a $400 million gift. What was the gift that he accepted?
A mansion?
Mansion. All right, go to question number 3. Once again, if you're just joining us, Allie's going to be playing this round of Allie Knows the News against an 11-year-old because it's funny. Question 3. Governor Newsom is directing all cities to remove these ASAP. What must be removed from California cities ASAP, according to Governor Newsom?
Extra taxes?
All right. You can tell this is a child because he's answering like a child. Although, To be fair, your answers are not as bad as some of the adults that play this game on a regular basis. We go to question number 4.
He's not saying skip.
That's right. He's not saying skip. We're at least getting answers, and this guy's 11. So for all
Vanessa
of you...
would answer all these questions the same way, too.
Vanessa would. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
Vanessa, did you even know this was a child you put through, or did you guys just think this was a peer?
No, I knew he was a child. I thought he sounded confident.
Right. I get it.
Just like you.
That's right.
You're a big
Got that kid confidence right there. Go to question number 4. This theater chain will be offering 50% off movies every Wednesday as we make our way into the summer, the month of July. Which theater chain is going to be giving you 50% off Wednesdays?
AMC?
And finally, question number 5. Feel bad asking a child this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Actor Gerard Depardieu was just found guilty of what?
Drugs?
All right, let's bring Allie in. We'll score it together. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would have made me so happy if Allie had to pay this child some money. Allie's battling an 11-year-old, if you're just joining us and Allie knows the news. Technically, I think you have to be above 18 to play this game, but oh well, what the hell, why not?
All right, bring it on!
The lawyers won't be up for hours. Allie, want to talk some smack to this young child?
Yeah, 11. I've got more digits than you and more knowledge. Drop it, Klein. Question 1.
Hey, let me ask you, are you the 11-year-old that, like, looks 11, or are you one of those 11-year-olds that has one of those weird, freaky mustaches already?
No, I look like an 11-year-old.
Okay, because I almost hear that he's got...
Good.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Allie's got a mustache, so I don't want it to be a mustache battle. Question number 1. Allie, despite odds, this team just got the number 1 pick in next year's NBA draft.
Oh, the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah. People are saying rig. Why does Luka become a Laker? And then the only reason it would have made sense is if the Mavericks were somehow guaranteed this random pick. They had 1% chance to get it, and they got it. So that is correct. He said Nuggets. He's not off to a good start. Or else he was just talking about his lunch today, which is probably Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Go to question number 2. Allie's up 1-0. Go to question 2. President Trump is taking some heat after receiving a gift worth $400 million. What was the gift?
That would be a giant airplane, a jumbo jet.
He said a mansion. That's not right.
He's got enough of those,
It is a big airplane that he believes will be the new Air Force One, and there's a lot of controversy about it. Allie's up 2-0 over this 11-year-old. I don't know what's sadder, if he beats you or you beat him, and you're bragging about it.
He beating me is sadder.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick his ass.
They're different. Okay, different levels of sad. Question number 3. Governor Newsom is directing cities to remove all of these. Once and gone.
Homeless encampments.
Okay. This young child said taxes. That's adorable. But the correct answer is homeless encampments.
Guys, get rid of them. The taxes.
Time to go. Allie's gotten 3 right, and the child has 0 right. And we go to question number 4. This theater chain is offering 50% off Wednesdays starting the month of July. All Wednesdays, 50% off.
That's probably AMC.
AMC, that's what Alejandro said, the 11-year-old. Alejandro, congratulations. You're on the board.
It's nice, but I don't think I'm making a comeback.
No, there's not enough questions left for you to make a comeback. Final question. Actor Gerard Depardieu was just found guilty of what?
Sexual assault.
Sexual assault. That is correct. He guessed drugs.
Yeah, what was that like, asking him that?
That was a weird question to ask a child, I'll be honest. But
I'm sure he definitely knows who Gerard Depardieu is.
Of course, very popular with the youngsters, right? It's like Mr. Beast and Gerard Depardieu in that order. All right, Alejandro, you put in a good effort. Unfortunately, Allie smoked your ass, and what must you shamefully admit over the airwaves of KROQ?
My name is Alejandro from Whittier, and Allie knows the news.
There you go.
You're a loser.
All right, relax, Allie. He's 11. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
Bye.
Sorry about that. Thank you for playing, and thank you for listening to the show.
He has to know what losing is like.
Did you learn a valuable life lesson? Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Good.
He's out on radio. Another one bites the dust.
We had him. We had a young, impressionable mind, and now we've lost him. Could have just given him $100. KROQ, Klein Alley Show. Good news, finally. Some people have accused this show of just being 4 hours of bad news on a daily basis. And yesterday, sure, there was a lot of shaming each other for a variety of things that went bad in our lives, and that will happen from time to time. But
Just another day.
we like to spotlight the good things that happen here as well. Every once in a while, there's a good thing. Jake the Nerd, who, as you know, is on a bit of a weight loss journey now. He's lost a ton of weight. He's now really feeling him. None of us
now
like
I'm starting to be like, he doesn't look like our Jake anymore.
Yeah, he's a shell of his former self, but he feels, that's not a compliment, but he feels great about himself, so much so that he is re-upped on all the dating. I mean, he's
like shaving every day. His
Yeah.
hair, he's like, he looks kempt now.
He's all baby-faced. He looks like a nice, well-groomed lesbian.
Thank you.
He does, by far, look like the best lesbian on the show.
He really does.
And
I've been the best lesbian on the show for years.
Yeah, we did an experiment a few years ago. We put Allie's picture on a lesbian dating app and Jake's, and Jake got so much more action than Allie. And that was wild. Like, Allie got I don't even think you got any matches. And Jake was,
I did get matches. Shut up.
You did?
I don't remember.
I don't think you did. I think the only person you matched with was Jake. You're like, I got one. We're like, that's Jake. It's fake Jake. So Jake is, been dating now, and he claims that he is about to go on his third. And some argue that is the most important of the dates, the third date.
Yeah, and how is it going, Jake? Because I think you were a little nervous about even talking about this on the show because you feel like as soon as you do bring it up with us, your relationships tend to crash and burn. And that's not necessarily our fault.
100% of the time. Anytime he's brought up
100% your fault.
Now, it is the curse of the show mush. But, Jake, let's be honest. Many of the women you've gone out with were as a result of this show. So this is the curse that sometimes gives.
Actually, it's because of the show, too. I actually met her getting audio on the street.
Oh, I hope it's Joyce.
Are you dating Joyce?
Is it Joyce with the pits?
You better believe it.
Oh, you love smelling her pits so much?
She's the best.
I'll get them pits and them slits.
Wait, you were out.
So where are you taking me tonight?
I hope you bring your rag. I'm all
we gotta put out?
I'm all moist.
I'll tie a towel for you, Joyce.
Now, you were out getting audio for this show, and you met someone in the streets?
Yeah, I met her at the bar I go to, yeah.
Cool. Okay, it's nice to meet somebody in real life.
Have we actually ever played or used the audio?
We didn't use her audio, no.
Oh, well, then she must have been a dud.
She was just boring enough for you.
If I cut her out,
What happened was, because it was like a normal conversation, but what happened was when I was done talking to her, we talked for like 25 minutes after that.
Oh, you could have been getting better audio.
Yeah, but that was just a normal conversation. It wasn't like I was just
Was she wasted?
Sorry?
Was she drunk?
No, she wasn't.
Oh.
Okay, so she didn't know about the show. She has no knowledge of your job at the time or anything like that, right?
Right.
So do you feel like that's a plus? Because, your track record has been people who do know about the show or even met you through the show and were already listeners. So do you feel like this is a point in the pro column?
I do think it's a point in the pro column, yeah.
More importantly, so we can talk crap about her on the air and no one will listen. Yeah, that's great.
So she will not listen to this conversation.
I'm pretty sure no, she will not.
Cool.
Great. Love it.
Love it.
What does she look like?
I think she looks like a hotter Kristen Dunst.
Huh. Okay. And did you ask her out after that initial meeting, or how did the first date happen?
Yeah, I asked her. Oh, yeah, we contacted over social media, and then I asked her if she wanted to go out to grab a beer on Cinco de Mayo.
Hold on. You met her face to face, which is a very old school way to meet people, and then after the fact, you tracked her down, or she gave you her hand. She said, "Here's my."
She Googled like Jake KROQ, I guess, and found my Instagram, and then liked one of my things, and I started following her, and then I messaged her on Instagram.
That's interesting because some argue that is a little bit of initiative and that's cute and romantic, and others would argue if that happened the reverse way, it's creepy and weird and stalkerish.
Yeah, but Johnny said that most people, before you share your phone numbers when you're dating someone new, you really just share your handles.
That's true. You got to go from Instagram, then you graduate to the phone number.
Right.
But once again, she didn't give. There was no exchange of Instagram. It was research was done behind the scenes after the fact.
She was cookie crumbing him. Or like breadcrumbing him. She could do that.
So Jake, you get a random message from her, and she goes, "Hey, I tracked you down."
Not even a message; it was a like, and then I like, oh, that's that girl I was just talking to. And I was kind of bummed out that I didn't ask for her contact, so I followed her, and then she followed me back, and then I was able to message her.
And what was your first message? Can you read it to us exactly as you wrote it?
Oh God, maybe. Hang on.
I can't wait.
This is going to be terrible.
We should go out sometime. When?
I'm not fat anymore. Don't look at my pictures starting 2 weeks ago.
What is it?
Probably hit her with the whole thing. What's your favorite Tool lyric?
Yeah.
I said, good meeting you Friday night. I'll send you a link if you make it on air.
Oh.
Oh, so you used the show.
You already
again.
cut her down.
Yeah. So she didn't make it on air. She had to drop the news that her answer was boring. I got to find what
yeah,
was...
but that's not a bad message because it's referencing how they met and, hey, it was just a way to create contact again, right?
Jake, what was if you remember, what were you out trying to get audio for?
I was getting Pope audio.
Pope audio. I have that here. Let's see here. What was her answer? What was her name?
Well, it's not going to be listed by name.
Okay, what did she talk about?
That would make too much sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you some options. You tell me which one of these is her. Pope rolling paper, Pope beer pickle chips, Pope flavored bread.
Oh, wait, maybe it wasn't the Pope. I forget what it was. It was Friday night.
Pope chicken burgers.
Can't remember. Oh, I guess it wasn't Pope. It was something else.
Pope wrong. Pope deep dish. Or any of these her?
I think Jake would date a Pope deep dish.
Yeah, because let's see.
Wait, maybe I know what it was. It was Cinco de Mayo audio because Cinco de Mayo was coming up on Monday, so it was the audio about what does Cinco de Mayo celebrate. That's what it was.
Got it. Okay. And so when you met, you had a beer for Cinco de Mayo, and things went well.
Things went well, yeah. Then then I made another date with her to go to a rock shop. And that went great.
All right,
a crystal shop?
Yeah, crystal shop. Yeah.
I may have found this audio. This is Jake meeting his new love interest. Is it Cinco Joyce?
It's not Cinco Joyce.
Because I'll play you that right now.
What's your name?
Joyce.
Joyce from where?
Joyce from Burbank.
Hey, Jake, I hear the chemistry there. That's hot.
I'll send you the link if you make it on air.
Long lost soulmate.
Joyce, can you...
Previously Long Island. Rhode Island.
Joyce, can you tell me what Cinco de Mayo is celebrating?
I don't know. I'd have to Google that.
There she is.
Chemistry. She's got butterflies.
That's hot right there. You can tell in the snort right there that she's really into you.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to this.
A lot of the places are having celebrations. There are a few places here in Burbank. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names, but yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's good stuff
Sounds
right
dehydrated and into you.
Jake, I'm going to give you a serious question because I want to find out who this is. Is it Cinco Mexican people?
I can't remember, man.
Cinco Christmas?
Does she know that it's a date? 626 wanted to know. Does she know that you guys are dating, or does she think you're just hanging out at a rock shop?
Well, I think it was definitely a date because she mentioned something about her like changing an outfit to look nicer.
Oh, okay.
And she looked great.
So has anything happened? What base have you gotten to?
Like, not even first yet. We're like kind of just like almost barely holding hands, or like kiss on the cheek.
Holding hands? What are you in 4th grade?
I love it.
That is so sad. Holding hands to what?
But she is coming over tomorrow night to watch a movie.
Oh.
Okay, so is that date number 3?
What movie?
That is date number 3. She's a big fan of comedy, so I suggested one of the best comedies of the 90s is Nothing to Lose with Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
It's a good movie.
That's going to be game over right there.
Jackson is Smash. This has Smash written all over it.
I mean, if she is, the 3rd date is still
She
kind
went
of...
to a rock shop with Jake.
Well,
Why was she
but
not Smash?
girls love rock shops. Did you buy her a rock?
I did not, nuh-uh.
They're saving that, Allie, for after the 1996 comedy smash, Nothing to Lose.
Cool.
Well, that's an ironic pick for a movie, by the way, a lot of people pointing out. But all right, well, Jake, congratulations. So 3rd date, there's been no hooking up, but 3rd date is the big one. That is the determining date. I mean, that's when a lot of people say, I don't sleep with anyone until the 3rd date. This is date number 3.
But we haven't even kissed yet either, so
Yeah, and it's nice that they're taking it slow. I mean, it's kind of traditional, right? It's nice that Jake's doing that because his last love interest was just let's smash and then text each other later. So this is complete opposite of that.
What night is the date, Jake? So we know when to make a note to remind you to talk about it?
Yeah, you can blow up my phone tomorrow night.
Great. Everyone, take a moment.
Can't wait to hear how Joyce is in bed.
Send some prayers for Jake the Nerd. He's going on
I sure am wet.
Pull that clip. Third date is very exciting. Let's just here's a preview of what that will sound like. Oh Oh, Joyce. Wow. You are a freak. All right.
Yeah, I want to hold her hand.
We'll be back with your A.D.D news and your first pair of tickets to see the great Jack White tonight. Sold out show at the Palladium. We'll do that after this break on KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
So many choices.
I give it a Q. It gets a Q.
Is that good?
I don't know.
Okay, happy face.
Okay, so the second you said tasted sweet.
On a scale from 1 to 5, kind of just say.
You said about the emoji chart, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Sad face,
It's a
the happy
middle.
face.
I would give it a middle rating.
Right.
Okay. Middle.
Like a happy smile with no teeth.
Okay.
Got it.
It's a P. It's a 40. It's a 4P smile.
To rate
Right.
these.
Go ahead.
Number 3, I didn't like at all. I know you said this was like, ooh, smooth.
It had
Yeah.
a lot, right.
But
Wow,
I
okay.
didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Allison, what did you think?
So you
No,
think
no.
frowny face teeth or no?
This one was like
Just straight
Like
across
a-
face.
a straight across
face.
face. Straight
Right.
face. But the first one is a upside down smiley, like nothing.
A frown.
Okay.
An upside down
Okay,
smile.
a frown.
I got it. Further,
that's
further
what it's
proof
called.
she's a child, guys.
That's what it's called.
So, Vanessa, I will.
Wait, and the last one,
Yeah.
I actually really liked it.
Oh.
Because it was like smoky, but I know it's not mezcal, but it was like, you know, it tasted
you-
like a hot dog.
So you think it tasted like a hot dog?
Tastes like a hot dog.
What?
Hey,
I want to hear more ratings this
wow.
So just to be clear, you rated these in the following order: Z, hot dog, smiley face, upside down,
middle.
3. Is that right?
Upside down smiley face.
Right. I got it.
A
Okay.
regular smile, no teeth.
Tequila go moo.
Right.
This
You know,
one,
like-
straight face.
Okay.
No.
Right. So
This
you're-
one, a hot dog. Very good.
Right.
So 4 was the best one and 1 was the worst one. That's what you believe.
Because it's
Okay.
giving mezcal vibes.
All right, why don't you
Okay.
tell-
So, suave agave,
the
only
moment
you
of
know.
truth. The moment of truth. Now that everyone is equally
What is
confused.
my palate?
I am not drunk at all, says 818, but I feel hammered listening to Vanessa explain this system. I give this segment a Z smiley face upside down.
All right, so the first one that you tasted was Lost Lore. It is actually comparable price to your tequila bottle. It goes for about $60, and is very authentically made. It is
That was my
additive
frowny
free.
face.
That should get frowny face.
It is your first one that you did taste, though.
Well,
So
the
first one's
you
usually
were-
kind of rough.
Yeah,
so.
you were sober.
Oh, interesting. Because that one did taste the roughest to me.
Yeah,
but
so-
I didn't know
Agree.
if it. I didn't know because some people like that kind of gritty taste.
Right, the earthy, more, yeah. So it's funny that you like the second one because the second one is yayo.
Vanessa.
So, you know,
Yeah, run for the yayo, Vanessa.
I don't know. What does that even mean?
It's a cocaine joke.
Oh. So
Oh,
only the
medium
people
face.
in the room that have done cocaine know about it. You know what? I love cocaine. Oh my God, Vanessa.
Oh,
Okay, so how's Yayo
So Yayo
compare?
Yayo would go about $45, $45.
Okay,
this
so
is
that's the lower end.
one. Yes.
Okay.
Number 3 is I brought probably the goat of all tequilas. This is probably considered one of the most difficult, hardest bottles to get in
That's
the
the
world.
one I like the best.
Fortaleza goes about $95 for the bottle.
Yeah, that's a good bottle right there. I like
Yeah,
it.
that was nice.
Leave
This
that
is-
behind,
If you
please.
want to know what a tequila really wants to taste like, you go Fortaleza.
Right.
So
And Vanessa, you hated that one.
she doesn't like
I
tequila.
forgot
Right. She
already.
doesn't like real tequila.
I forgot.
And the fourth one.
Oh, snap. The
fourth one.
is the one I brought
And that's
you.
the one that Vanessa brought
that
us.
she brought.
And that's the one that
So-
she liked the best.
Was that
I love
hot dog?
the hot dog.
Yeah.
She loves the hot dog flavor.
Oh, she chose it in a lineup again.
I know.
Unbelievable.
She did.
She
did.
beat all
And I
these.
honestly didn't know.
Didn't?
As you know.
you
we
did?
didn't know. That's amazing.
Wow.
Well, she
That
likes
hurts.
it. All right,
So
Mr.
this
Suave Agave, you
feels
are the
like
man.
$100.
Thank you.
Right.
Where can people find more about you? I know you got the Instagram, you're on TikTok, all
Yeah.
over the place.
TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I do tequila tastings. I do private events.
This
I go out
guy's
there. I'll
good.
teach you whatever you want. And I'm a goofball at heart, so I bring a little personality to
You're
it.
the best, dude. We will
Thank you,
endorse
man.
you thoroughly. Suave Agave, thanks for coming by on the Cinco de Mayo hang. As 818 said, it's the hot dog flavored tequila. That's the one for me. So,
I love the hot dog.
How many years must you age a tequila and hot dog water to give that perfect flavor?
Oh, God. Go to a stadium and you'll find out.
All right, quick break. We're back with more show and your tickets to Just Like Heaven coming up. KROQ. 5 pairs of tickets for you to go see some Jack White sold-out show happening tonight, Palladium. We get you in the second Allie's done with the A.D.D news, and then just keep on listening for more tickets all show long. Allie's ready to wow you right now.
Ollie, you dumbass.
That is said with love. That woman actually called and left a follow-up message on the GOAT line. Is she still feel that way about Allie, or did she change her tune?
Ollie, you dumbass.
We'll find out after the news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
All right, let's start off with some more celebrity companies trying to supplement their income to make extra money. Anthony Kiedis of the Chili Peppers would like you to listen to his music, but also buy his new coffee. He is the next celebrity to release his own brand of coffee. It's called Jolene. It involves 2 types of canned coffee, a cold brew and an oat milk latte. This is a partnership with Live Nation, so you can expect to see a lot of Jolene coffee at concerts and festivals in the coming months. And it's funny to track all the trends of what celebrities make money off of. I feel like for a while it was perfume, then it was clothing lines, restaurants, hot sauce was big for a while. Then everyone was heavy into booze, and every celebrity had their own line of gin or vodka or whatever. And now it seems to be creeping into the coffee world. Green Day's been very successful with their Punk Bunny coffee, so makes sense that another KROQ band would enter that realm.
It's interesting how this is not a Chili Peppers project. This is just an Anthony Kiedis project.
Yeah.
So that means he couldn't convince, Flea, Chad to do it with him, but it would have made sense for Red Hot Chili Peppers to release their own line of hot sauce. That would have made sense. Red Hot Chili Peppers hot sauce. Instead
Something Chili Peppers related.
You would think. I mean, they've done a good job 30 years plus of branding that name to the point where it's an
what
official
market should we get into?
But even the hot sauce. I mean, look, you got
Offspring.
You got Offspring's got their hot sauce out there, and then
that dwarf guy,
Brad Williams.
Williams?
Death by Dwarf is his own brand of hot sauce. Very tiny little bottles, like those little Tabasco bottles you get at the hotel.
Doesn't Fluffy have a hot sauce too?
Fluffy did some sort of a collab with, I think it was Tapatio. Yeah. So the two of them joined forces. So he had like limited edition bottles. But, it is kind of remarkable. It used to be enough to just be rich and famous, and that was your thing. And now it's like, I'm going to be rich and famous and do a bunch of other stuff
but I
too.
think he also just needs the energy to keep up with his 19-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
So he's like, I guess I'll make coffee.
I need to make more coffee. Can't date a girl my own age. It'd be crazy. Is she really 19, Kiedis' girlfriend?
Yeah, I looked it up yesterday.
Might be 20 now.
She might be 20 now.
Right,
it's totally different now that she's 20.
Totally,
Time to upgrade.
So gross.
Right.
I think so, too. I mean, seeing them together, too, she looks young for 19 or 20 or whatever. And you're like, I get that you want to be with, like, the hot girl, young girl, whatever. But at some point, what do you talk about? How much in common does Anthony Kiedis have with this person?
He could go on a double date with Bill Belichick and his girl. The two of them can sit around.
So then the 2 guys can talk about old guy stuff, and the 2 girls can talk about young girl stuff.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
But even as somebody who enjoys sex, which I know you do, wouldn't the sex part and just the hot girl part get old after a while?
Nope, never does.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just... Doesn't matter. The conversation, all the times you have to go out to brunch together, you just sit through it, and it's excruciating, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because that can be excruciating with anyone of any age.
I didn't think about that. It's a good silver lining.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I never had a cool commencement speaker when I graduated college, but it's this time of year when celebrity commencement speeches start going viral. Last year, around this time, Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker made his famous speech about women staying in the kitchen. You might remember that.
I do have, I have a clip of that. This was from the big speech last year, and it was very sexist, and a lot of people said it was a dated speech. This is a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, Harrison Butker.
Women should not be coaching because they are less physically strong and unable to judge what athletes should be doing. That's not true. That's not me.
Boo to you, sir. Boo. Boo.
So this year it's kicking off in a different vibe. Jennifer Coolidge just spoke at Emerson College. She did go to Emerson for performing arts, but she dropped out to pursue a career in L.A., so it's interesting to have a college dropout giving a commencement speech to the college that she dropped out of. And she told some stories. One of them was that she thought she had won this big race and she finished before anybody else. But then she realized that she didn't go through any of the obstacles that you needed to go through to actually finish the race. So she was only first because she cheated and didn't really understand. But she also imparted some valuable advice to college students. And that is, Procrastinate now.
And lastly, I just want to say, you have my permission to relax for a while now because you earned it. And so what I'm saying is give yourself the weekend or, maybe the summer until Labor Day. Labor Day, it's, basically Thanksgiving. And then after that, it's practically the holidays. So, you might wait till the new year to really, lock in.
That's good stuff.
That's
good advice.
But didn't you feel like that when you graduated? You're like, I just want to take a minute. I don't have to start my life now.
There's like two questions that I think people hate being asked in their life. One of them is if they start dating someone new, they start going, "Hey guys, you're going to make this serious? You're going to have kids soon?" That sort of thing. And then same thing as when you're about to graduate any sort of college, high school. What are your plans? What do you think you're going to do?
I know, just stop it. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm going to smoke weed and sit on a futon. Is that okay?
I have to face real life. That's difficult enough not
Right.
to have a plan, the day after I graduate. All right, and then finally there's another problem that needs solving. Yesterday we talked about the Amazon poopers and how that's a growing problem. Klein had a solution for that. Do you have a solution for the booming squirrel population that is driving Santa Monica absolutely crazy? The squirrel population appears to be growing out of control, and residents are very concerned. They don't know what to do because I guess they're just breeding like crazy, and these squirrels have become desensitized to all of the people, and so people say they're tripping over them when they jog because they don't even get out of your way anymore.
Wow.
And
Really?
they're not new to that area, but I guess the population exploded since COVID, and it just has gotten out of control to the point where they're like, we need to do something.
Are they, I don't know if this is a dumb question, are they rodents?
Yes.
Yes.
Then why don't we just exterminate these mother effers?
I don't know, for some reason, we feel like we can't kill squirrels. I've seen one die on the street after someone hit it, and it was so heartbreaking.
Yeah,
even though it is a rodent, you're like, it's a squirrel.
It's because of the bushy tail. It's the one thing. If that tail wasn't bushy and instead it was just kind of a long, like a rat tail.
Oh, people would be picking these things off left and
we'd
right.
have no problem. But for some reason, that bushy tail.
Yeah, but it's also in their little paws, and they're like,
Yeah, they'll eat peanuts from your hand.
yeah, and then they like hide their little nuts around. It's so cute.
I think they carry disease too, just like rats.
Oh,
Yes. Oh yeah, they're filthy.
But I think people
What
feel
is happening?
like you want to eradicate, a problem with coyotes or whatever. You're like, oh, no problem just shooting those things. But then when it's rabbits, it's like, no, just let them be rabbits.
Well, send the
They'll hop
coyotes to
around.
Santa Monica to eat some of the squirrels. That's how we solve the
Let
problem.
nature take its course.
This band right here, not only is it Omar's favorite band, but they will be playing the Hollywood Bowl tomorrow night. Can you believe it? Right here in Southern California, Evanescence, then a new hour of the show will begin.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, let's give you some better plans for tonight, shall we? Want to go see Jack White, sold out show, Palladium? Give us a call, 800-520-1067. 5 pairs of tickets to give you throughout the show. Lots of ways to win them. Just keep on listening and call now. Caller 20. Once again, the number is 800-520-1067. Nice to meet you. My name's Klein. That is Allie.
Hello.
You got DJ Omar Khan there.
Morning.
Jake Z Nerd. And in the back room, taking your calls as we speak, Vanessa and Postmaster Johnny. Lots to get to this hour on the show, including Man vs. Machine, back at it again. Apparently people are using AI to communicate with their dogs. We've always wondered what our dogs are thinking, what they're saying, what the barks mean. And there's all sorts of technology out there now. Many apps that have been released over the last few weeks that are supposedly the only official dog translators on the market.
It's amazing to me how obsessed people are with learning what their dog is saying.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? This is like a roommate, a friend,
Well, we're obsessed
family
with
member.
humanizing dogs. Like,
Yes.
let me turn my dog into a human. Please, AI, show me what my dog would look like as a human. I want it to be a person so that I can feel like that is the real connection that matters.
Well, like you pointed out last week, people, I think it was a crazy number, but like 60% of humans said that they would give up years off their life to add years to their dog's life. And that's the value we put on our dogs. So, of course, we want to know what our dogs are thinking. Now, we're hoping, based on the reality, we would like to believe that they love us and they want to hang with us, and we don't want to think they're just waiting for us to leave the room so they can eat our underwear.
Well, and I think dogs, it seems like they're saying a lot with their eyes and with their different, tail wags and barks and sounds. It's just funny to me that every article I say about dogs is, let's learn what my dog is saying. And every article about cats is, does my cat hate me?
Yep.
Here are the signs.
Yeah, and the answer is always yes for that one.
Because we don't care what our cats are saying.
So
we just want to know if they hate us
We'll
or
get
not.
into some Man vs. Machine coming up later this hour and figure out if we stand a chance against technology as it pertains to taking care of our own dogs. But right now, we say hello to Susie in San Pedro, caller 20 on KROQ. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Sweet dibs.
Sweet dibs to you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for starting your day with us. And more importantly, thank you for enjoying some Jack White tonight at the Palladium show. Hold on, all right?
Yay, thank you.
Thank you. See, that winning can happen to anyone. You probably woke up this morning and thought it was going to be just another boring day with a bad cell phone, right? She's still there?
Oh, yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm still here. Sorry.
I'm glad you're hearing us.
I actually just woke up like 15 minutes ago. And I'm
don't worry.
glad
We
I
can't
did.
tell.
Yeah, it's okay. You really cracked into speed immediately. There she is, a big winner and loser on KROQ. trouble. KROQ, Klein Alley Show.
Just another day?
Just another day. This time, though, it's usually I'm hovering between who's being the most angry with me in my own life. Sometimes it's my wife. A lot of times it's her. Sometimes, in this particular case, my mom. And I feel like I really blew it on Mother's Day. I put a little bit more effort into my wife's Mother's Day.
That is tough.
As opposed to my own mother. Now, she lives, 2,000 plus miles away on the other coast. I did send... Well, I sent her two things, actually. I thought I did pretty well. I sent her a gift certificate for her to get a manicure pedicure to a place that apparently she hasn't been to in 15 years. I didn't know she doesn't go there anymore because I guess she had a fight with the owner about something.
You didn't check with anybody?
I just remember there was a place down the street that she used to go to. So
you got to check.
Well,
you got to check with your dad or a friend or a sister or something.
I asked my dad. He was useless. He's like, I'm not sure she even does that anymore. I'm like, I'm pretty sure she does it. But like, he didn't. He was useless. So I went and got her a gift card.
Women have nails?
Yeah. He's like, I don't even think she has hands, son. I'm like, she does, Dad. I've seen them. Okay. So I gave her a gift card to get a manicure pedicure at a place that I thought she went to, which apparently she hates and will never go back to because she hates the owner. And
but still, in theory, great gift.
In theory. And then I decided...
I also want to know what the beef was there. What's that fight?
I think they tried to upcharge her for something one time, and she says, "This has never been your price. You didn't list that you were changing your price." She got real mad about something stupid and petty, but it was and then the person didn't listen to her and say, "All right, you've been a long time client." That's fine.
See.
They just said, "Well, that's our deal," and she goes, "Well, you should let people know if you're changing the rates." And then it became a whole thing, and she's like, "I'll show you," and now the place is still booming, I'm sure, without her business. So that's out.
Okay.
So that was a fail. And then I sent her what I thought was a nice bouquet of flowers.
Which I'm surprised you would still do, especially now that the prices are so inflated for flowers, more than ever.
And this was a bit of an El Cheapo hack that I think you would have appreciated. But rather than going through a traditional florist with all of the upcharges and the expensive this, expensive that's,
you picked them yourself and mailed them?
I picked them from a cemetery. No, I went through Postmates. And
interesting.
And I just wanted to see who in her area was doing flower delivery, and there was a place that said they were, delivering bouquets, and they were picking them up from wherever they could get them from, and it could have included grocery stores or anywhere that had flowers.
Interesting.
This was the bouquet that I had ordered, a picture of what was supposed to be sent to her. I'm going to show this to anyone watching on YouTube now as well, but Allie, look at that. It's in a nice vase, a vase, I believe the
red
fancy
roses,
people call it.
Very romantic for a mom.
Roses and lilies, I think they're called. I don't know. It looked like a decent bouquet, not a cheapy bouquet, right?
And you went to an actual florist, or it was a grocery store?
It was through Postmates. I don't even know how it was going to be fulfilled.
Oh, so they don't even say where they're going?
No, didn't know.
Interesting.
Didn't even care, really. I just said, good, give her something like that. That'll keep her happy. And they were going to, by the way, this is the other benefit. As you know, if you go through any sort of a flower delivery place, there's always a Sunday delivery upcharge if you want it delivered on Mother's Day. But
which conveniently, they're always on Sundays, these holidays.
If you order through Postmates, it's just another day.
Cool.
Right? So no additional Mother's Day Sunday BS charge. This is what ended up being sent to her house. I'm going to show you first, and then I'll show the net bangers.
That's so different than the picture. So it's just white roses with no lilies.
Well, first of all, a couple things. It's white roses in some sort of an urn that has a cross on it. And apparently what they sent my mom was an in sympathy bouquet.
Yeah, white flowers, I think, means someone just died, right?
And it says because I guess they left the price tag on it as well. They didn't clip that off. And it says sympathy bouquet.
Oh, no.
So now she goes, well,
as a mother, I would still love a sympathy bouquet.
I said to her, that's sympathy for me being your son.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of still funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss of me being your son. And she did not
your
find
loss of hope.
She did not
child.
find it funny. And I couldn't understand why. I said, look, all right, the effort was there. And she goes, well, was the effort really there? How long ago did you plan send the flowers? I said, well, 20 minutes ago.
Wow, she's ballsy, really just...
But I found out what the issue is. She's mad at me. And it's not about the flowers at all or the fact I got her the wrong gift card.
Why is she mad?
She found out about the pierced nipple. And she is very, very upset that I pierced my nipple. I don't know why. I'm a grown-ass man, and that's part of the problem. She says, you're a man in your 40s. Why are you piercing your nipple? Because you lost a bet. And I said,
she thinks that you should be above this by now?
Yes.
Joke's on her, you're not.
I said, I'm not, and I never will be.
No.
And I'll pierce something else, and who knows? I may get a tattoo on my face in the next year.
So now the sympathy flowers make more
What
sense.
do we have to do to make that happen?
Shut up, Omar. It's funny when you pop in. I thought Omar was out of the room. He wasn't going to hear this. So she goes, yeah. I go, how did you find out that I pierced my nipple, Mom? She goes, well, one of your sisters sent me the video from Instagram.
Oh, my God. She watched the whole video?
The whole thing. And I said, which sister knocked me out? And then, of course, she got backed into a corner. I wanted to see if it was my older sister or my younger sister, and knocked me out. She goes, I don't remember which one sent it, but it was one of them.
Of course she does.
It was one of them. And I said, Mom, tell me who sent the video. It's not important who sent it. The important thing is that you did something really stupid.
Oh,
And I
did you
said,
feel? Does that feel bad? I mean, mom guilt feels bad.
It was. She was disappointed. I've heard that voice of disappointment from her many times in my life for a variety of reasons. But the fact that I think she got that video sent to her on Mother's Day too.
And
I
think about how many more lame things that you've done that she probably doesn't know about that would make her so much more disappointed.
That's what I said.
And we need to tell her about all those things.
And she goes, you're making me feel like I failed as a mom. I go, oh my God, Mom.
Wow,
dramatic. I said, relax. I I pierced my nipple with a ring, and I raised a lot of money for the Special Olympics by doing that.
What did she say to that?
She didn't care. She said they got plenty of money. No, I said, well, you should be proud of me. I put the Special Olympics above my own comfort.
And you did something that you were afraid to do.
Right.
You were nervous about it. You drank beforehand, which was probably, I think, was a problem because it thinned out your blood.
So-
But still, you did something and you followed through on your word. That is a respectable thing. You should be proud of that.
That's what I said. So I said, well, thank you. Where did you put the flowers? She goes, I'll put them in the garden where they, outside, she's like by our dead dog where our dogs are buried. That's where she's going to go put the Mother's Day flowers because they're a sympathy bouquet. So now Domino and Bailey and all my family dogs are just sitting there in the yard. I'm
That's
glad
good that they got some flowers.
Glad I was able to get you some flowers. We got to take a quick break. When we get back, man versus machine. Do humans stand a chance against dogs? We'll get to that after this.
Enrollment starts now for Camp KROQ. Earn your merit badge at 9, noon, 3, and 6 when you win a 4-pack of one-day, one-park tickets to Disneyland Park or Disney California Adventure Park. At the Disneyland Resort, the happiest place on earth, you'll find all kinds of happy. You can find the travel to a galaxy far, far away kind of happy and that woohoo kind of happy. Join in the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration starting May 16th. Pitch your tent at KROQ all week to win. Both ticket and park reservation required. KROQ.
By far, the moment of the show I've been most excited about this morning. Entering the KROQ studios right now. The smartest man who probably works here is the engineer. Fixes all the many problems that we have on a regular basis and lets us know what to do when the emergency broadcast system goes off in the middle of the show.
Hi, Justin.
Justin
Hello.
is here. Hi, Justin. Justin, the engineer. Justin, do you think you're smarter than all of us?
Yeah.
I mean, probably.
And when we ask, we've all asked dumb questions before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one of us would you say asks the dumbest questions on a regular basis about fixing things or issues we have with our computers and the microphones?
You absolutely.
What's the last stupid thing that Klein did?
Probably having the monitors on the wrong selection. Yeah.
Am I right?
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like something stupid.
Why don't you
I
pay
would've done.
attention when Justin's in there, man? Then
Dude,
you don't have to bug him so much.
There's a lot of buttons here. I don't know what they do. I don't think most people know what they do. I think Justin does know what they do, but he has a way because he's really smart and he understands this stuff. Would you go to school for this or whatnot?
No, I did not.
What did you go to school for?
Radio.
So you went to school for this?
Yeah, I have a broadcasting degree.
So you wanted to be on the radio, like what we're doing every day.
Yeah.
You got the voice for it.
Yeah.
Do you still want to do that?
I would like to, but I started out doing what they're doing in there, Johnny and Vanessa, and in order to actually make money, I leveraged actually knowing how computers work and how to use the console.
See, that's why he's smarter than we are, because we just stayed at the part where we're like, let's just not make money.
But what percentage of your job, Justin, is walking into a room with a bunch of people getting flustered and then you pressing one button and then leaving?
At least 99%.
Yeah. It's just like, let me press
Restarting
one button.
is always the answer, right?
Yeah, restart.
Yeah, that's the thing that's crazy, because I used to think that, you just restart it or punch it a few times, and usually that makes it go away. Well, we've all, what you don't realize is that when you solve a problem, usually you come in, you go, you're going to do that, and then you leave, and then we all do our best impression of you. So right now, we've got...
In a loving way, by the way.
in a loving way. We think you're great, and we absolutely...
We do think you're great. Klein learned your name like 2 weeks ago.
I know.
And by the way, Justin's a super nice guy. Remember, he loaned Vanessa his personal vehicle for like a week.
Vanessa,
that's right.
when Vanessa ran over that bicyclist, she needed to get her car fixed, and I'll tell you who stepped up. One of Justin's many hobbies is this guy goes to like crazy auto auctions, and he next thing you know he shows up with these vintage cars. I don't know where you're getting.
Yeah, how many Rolls Royces do you have?
I just have one Rolls Royce.
Oh, okay.
Just
But
one.
how many cars do you have?
Loser.
I have 9.
Okay.
He's got 9 cars.
God.
So anyway, here you're going to listen to all of our impressions of you, and I'm not going to say who's doing which impression, but you will judge these as to how good you think they are.
All right.
And do you think you sound a certain way, or do you not think that you sound like...
Oh, I know I sound a certain way.
Okay. Here's the first impression that one of us did of you.
Hi, it's Justin. I'm an engineer here at KROQ, and I work on the computers all day. Usually I like to make bagels for everybody, and I like to hang out with Johnny in the office. And sometimes he likes to impersonate me right in front of my face, and I don't like to admit it, but it is kind of funny sometimes.
All right. You think that sounds like you
kind of
at all?
lost it at the end.
I've been hearing Johnny do my impression of my voice for like a year now, and that's probably the worst one he's done.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Johnny does a good impression of you too. Johnny,
That was clean, spot on.
Johnny,
I
when
thought
you,
it was me.
when you do the impression of Justin, like when you're in the hall and you're messing with Allie and I, and you go like, "Everybody out! There's a bomb in the building." We think that that's really Justin saying that because you do a really good impression of him. But that one.
Was that your Eddie Murphy impression? What's going on here?
Or is that just you?
Here's the second impression of you, Justin. Justin, the engineer, is in our building right now. Justin, what do you think of this guy's impression of you?
Hey, guys, I made some bagels. If you would like to have one, they're right here. Please eat one, or else I...
What the hell?
might have to murder you.
Okay, that's a lot of people.
Who did that? What the hell?
I'm not going to say whose impression is whose just yet.
Why does he have an accent?
Hispanic in that one.
I don't know.
I would
That
like
got
to.
weird. You don't think about killing us, do you?
No.
Okay. Oh, see the way he said that.
Not yet.
Yeah. All right. Here's
I will at the end of this.
Now I'm not going to tell you whose impression of you this is, but I think you should take a listen because I think they almost nailed you spot on.
Hello. I
K-Rock, we are Klein Alley's show. If you love dogs, and let's be honest, who doesn't love dogs? Someone said once, you can't trust someone who doesn't love dogs. If you're one of those people, maybe you're a cat person like Allie, well, there's a society will judge, and that's okay. Allie's about to be a multiple cat person again, and society will judge her even harsher. But more and more people, especially dog owners, are turning to AI technology to help them train their dog, raise their dog, and because people want to communicate with their dogs, they're using AI to potentially hear what their dogs are actually thinking or saying, what the barks mean.
I don't want to learn more because I'm really enjoying those videos where, like, the golden retriever presses on that little pad and it's like, treat,
right?
Treat.
And it's always treat. It's always treat or outside.
Treat.
They're very simple, and that's why I think we like them, because in many ways, and my wife reminds me of this all the time, she's like, you are just like Jerry. All you really want to ever do is
hump Spider-Man.
Eat and hump. Eat and hump is everything.
They're very simple.
And
You're
sleep.
right.
Eat, hump, and sleep is everything.
And they're very innocent. I mean, cats will not only kill something, but kill it slowly and kill it for pleasure. Not even
for you.
Yeah, and to present it to you. So they're kind of sick, which is something I like.
As is always the case, we want to see if humans stand a chance against AI technology, our future overlords, the robots. It's time for a brand new round of Man versus Machine. Each of us will take a shot as a human to try to answer these questions, the exact same questions we pose to the AI, multi-billion points of data technology, and figure out if our human answers are as good or potentially, hopefully, better than the robot answers. The first one is just a practice one. This is not going to go to anyone, but we say, what is the best way to avoid picking up dog poop? If you have a dog, one of the annoying things about having a dog is you got to deal with the dog poop. No one likes it. So maybe technology has a better solution for us than what us humans thought of, which is either that giant pooper scooper or those stupid little rolly bags.
Or just don't, which is what a lot of people end up doing.
Or as if you've watched the Next Door Neighborhood app, they just leave it where it is.
Oh, yeah. There was a couple piles on my lawn. I'm like, really? We're still doing that?
I've done the fake pickup before. The fake pickup is a good move where you bend down and look like you're putting in the effort, but you don't really pick it up.
And why don't you pick it up? Because you don't have a bag?
No, right. When I have a bag, I always pick up now. When my old dog, as you know, she was little. Her poops were very small, almost unnoticeable. They were like ghosts almost.
It just looked like fertilizer?
Yeah, I just left it right there. I think it was good for the yard.
Yeah.
This stuff, now I got to go deal with it. But some people, especially dogs with those massive dog poops, you got to pick up. Anyway, this is what the technology said.
While there's no truly responsible way to completely avoid dealing with dog poop if you own a dog, here are some ways to make the process easier or shift how it's handled. Train your dog to relieve themselves in a specific area of your yard. That way, cleanup is limited to one place.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. Train them in one spot, like side of the house.
You wouldn't have thought of that. What?
Well,
isn't that like basic?
No,
go everywhere.
No, like
Jerry, go.
What are you doing?
Well,
at your
you haven't
house,
crept
man?
over there
Is
today.
it a
Go.
free-for-all?
I think that if you have some people have that little patch of grass thing, and they can
That's
train.
what I have.
And your dog's trained to go on just that thing?
It took about 2 years, but now that's what happened. Yeah,
Oh,
it
my.
took a long
enough
time.
times.
Oh, my, unbelievable. Good for you. They'll learn eventually.
But don't dogs get their own spots that they like?
Sometimes.
Eventually, yeah.
Mine moves. He walks, and he's a walking pooper. Sometimes he starts one part.
Oh, man,
gone.
that's the worst.
It's the worst.
When I was a dog walker, though, it was
the
like
worst.
Or they would do that thing where, like, they go and then they're walking as they go, and then there's like a hair, and you're like, oh my god, what's going on? This is so disgusting.
Allie, I'm going to give you the first chance to defend humanity here with this question. We'll find out what the robot says in a moment. This is Man versus Machine. Animals, especially dogs. The question for you is, what is the best way to discipline your dog when you get home and realize it's eaten all of your underwear? Dogs love eating underwear.
Okay.
So you need to discipline your dog. What is the best way to discipline a dog when you come home and realize that dog is eating through all of your granny panties?
I grab them by the collar, and I have a firm voice, and I say, come here. And I bring it over to where the underwear are, and I hold up the defiled underwear, and I say, look at this. No. This, no.
Okay.
And then I release them, and I say, get out of here.
And then you probably still wear the underwear because you're cheap.
Oh, yeah, and then I patch them up, sew them, bite it off, tie it, good to go.
This is what the technology says. Same question.
It's understandable to be frustrated when your dog chews something important or personal, like your underwear. But punishment isn't the solution, and it can actually make things worse if not handled correctly.
You've made it worse, Allie. Point robot.
If you didn't catch your dog in the act, Do not punish them later. They won't connect your anger to their past action. Dogs don't reason like humans and will just feel confused or scared.
Good job,
That's why I have
Allie.
to show them the underwear so they remember what they did.
Yeah, it was years ago for that dog. They don't remember it at all. They're like, why is this weird lesbian holding up these dirty, defiled underwear?
And they're like, I know, I said no to those underwear.
Yeah, no, we're all saying
I was trying
no.
to do you a favor.
All right, that's not good. 1 point robot, 0 points human. We go to
Well, then
Jake's.
what are you supposed to do? Nothing? That's
Yeah.
what the robot's saying.
You put your underwear where the dog can't get it. That's the answer.
So the answer
Drawers.
is just to...
You gotta catch him.
You got to catch him in the
You gotta
or
leave an underwear trap.
Yeah, hide under the bed, let him get the underwear, and then jump out in the middle.
So time-consuming.
That's what you do.
No!
That's yeah. If not, what's the point? You're just confusing the
I'll
dog.
just wear all of them.
That's a good answer too. That would have worked. You would have gotten the point. Jake, here's a question. I know you've been trying this unsuccessfully for a few years now, and you are a dog guy. You have your dog with you right now at KROQ.
She's on my lap right now.
Good. What is the best way to make your dog go viral? Let's be honest. Some people, they only want dogs for the virality of it. They want the likes more than the dog. So,
That's you.
what is the best way to get your dog to go viral? My dog went accidentally viral, not on purpose.
I know now you're trying to make it on purpose.
Now I'm
It's
trying
not
to
working.
capitalize on it. It's backfired. Jerry Humps, by the way. Give it a follow. All right, Jake, what is the best way to make your dog go viral?
I think you gotta have them do some kind of trick that normally only humans would do, like drive a car or ride a skateboard, or really to say a word. If they can bark and it sounds like a word, like love or something. That'd be the best.
Love? That's such a lame one.
Or whatever, just a word.
What are some more examples of words they could say?
Treat.
Right. And you think have you ever seen a dog do that?
Walk.
Okay.
Now I want to make a dog Instagram account for Jake.
Jake, I think we can make you viral
that'd be so great.
as a dog.
And also, I think when dogs are allowed to dress like people, when you can dress them up as people,
All
that's
right.
cool.
Well, this is what if you want your dog to go viral, the only thing standing between you and that is what this robot has to say. Will Jake get the point for humans, or will the robot get the point? Here we go.
Making your dog go viral is part strategy, part luck, but there are definitely things you can do to boost your chances. For starters, give your dog a unique brand or persona. Use a catchy name or nickname, a distinct look, funny haircut, cute outfit, special markings, and a consistent personality.
That's all the stuff you need if you really want it to go viral.
Now you gotta be able to say a word.
That's right, Jake. There you go to treat.
Thank you.
I think the robot gets the point on that. Robot.
Yeah, but he said cute haircut and cute outfit, which is interesting.
Robot has 2 points. Humans have no points in this round of Man vs. Machine. It's not good. We go to final chance now is Omar. This is the final chance we have. If you would like to breed your dog and make more dogs, how should you go about doing that? We ask the technology, and we will ask you as a human who loves breeding.
Now, so I have a breedable dog. Like I have, what in the horse world they would call a stud. Is
You
that?
do?
No, I'm just saying. I'm asking in this scenario. In this scenario, is that what's happening here? Or?
Yeah. Is your personal dog fixed or no?
Yeah. She's fixed.
Okay, she is.
Yeah.
Yes, I think if you want to start breeding, how
Got
should you do this? According to we asked the robot, but let's see what you say as a human.
Get a bunch of the the lady dogs out there. I don't know, like I'm going to say 5 to 10, and then have the dog pop a puppy Viagra, and then just have them go to town.
Yeah, sex party.
Boom. Yeah. What do you want?
All right, Omar
Easy
says
peasy lemon squeezy.
sex party.
Bukkake show everywhere.
And this is what the robot has to say about the same question: best way to breed your dog.
Breeding a dog responsibly requires careful planning, a deep understanding of genetics, and a commitment to the health and well-being of both the parent dogs and the puppies. They will probably do it in doggy style, or as they call it, the style.
The style.
Oh.
Funny. We're going to do man versus comedy next. Fail.
We definitely lose that one, too.
That's good. All right.
Leave breeding to professionals.
Okay, well, there you have it.
Dude, Omar had a better answer.
Dude, yeah.
What do you have to manage and maintain?
I had a better answer too.
No, you don't, Jake.
Bad dog.
Jake, you sit down.
I'm gonna learn to skateboard.
Stay away from Allie's underwear, Jake. Jesus. K-Rock. the new germiest place in your own bedroom? And what is the toxic phrase that will definitely ruin your relationship you're currently in? These are some of the questions that we will be answering in a moment when we get into some clickbait here on KROQ. The internet is designed two reasons and two reasons only: clickbait, masturbate. We can only do one of them on KROQ. So we will do some clickbait. In fact, Allie, this interesting goat line call about clickbait.
Sweet dibs, guys. So, you know when you have that feeling when you're listening to music and you're like, oh, where did I hear this from? I never actually knew the original song to your guys' Clickbait until I just randomly was listening to my radio and it shuffles through to click, boom. And I thought for half a second when I heard it, I'm like, did I just walk into some clickbait for a second? Like, what just happened?
It's a real song from a real band known as Saliva. It's time for clickbait. Here we go. Bait. All right, we'll start with this. This is the germiest place in your own bedroom. And research is out, and you may not think it, but this, believe it or not, is where you are surrounded by and dealing with the most amount of germs. So move over. It's way dirtier than your toilet seat, as they always like to say. It's in your bedroom, and it's something that you're encountering every single day. But where is it, or what is it?
I feel like I always hear about the pillow and the pillowcase being infested with germs, dead skin cells, etc., and people don't change their sheets enough. So I'm going to go pillow/pillowcase.
All right, Allie going pillow. I feel like in your bedroom, it's all equally germy because you got all those weird dream catchers on the walls.
How else am I going to catch my dreams?
I don't know,
Klein.
but they haven't been working so far. You may want to turn them around or return them or something.
There's a real filter in that dream catcher.
I think those are like dream retardant or something. Jake, where is the germiest place in your bedroom?
Well, it's definitely like the dirtiest place. It's underneath the bed because it's so hard to clean underneath there.
It is wild every time you move, whenever you move, and you see just exactly how much filth you've been on top of.
The rectangle of disgust.
Yeah, it really is.
This is ridiculous.
It's a completely different color.
You're like, God, what have I been doing?
Different surface, and it was beneath you the whole time. And you're like, man, that's the next person's problem.
What's
now.
Disturbing is when the hardwood is a different color.
Everything.
You're like, this should not be this different.
That's shifted. Omar, is this the germiest place in your bedroom? It's according to an expert, and you're dealing with it every day.
I'm going to go with the nightstand drawer. I think that is a part junk drawer, part snack drawer, and that's where you kind of like, put your lube and your dildos, and I think that drawer is just filthy, and it's an entire mess.
A lot of people would not put their dildos in the same drawer as their snacks, but not at Omar's place.
Yep.
They all go in that.
They go hand in hand.
They all
I
go
just put my hand in here, and whatever I reach for, I reach for. Guess I'm eating another dildo.
Oh, it's so filling.
Oh, man, I was really hoping for a Cheeto this time. But, all right, well, one of you is right. And it's shockingly not Jake and or Omar, but the germiest place in your bedroom is your pillowcase.
Nice.
It is a hot spot for bacteria, fungus, dust mites, dead skin cells. All the contamination that is making you sick and spreading skin infections, triggering your respiratory systems, asthma attacks, all that stuff. So that's why last week gave away new pillows every single day to solve that problem. Look at us. We are heroes.
Yeah.
Moving on. It's time for clickbait. Toxic phrases now. Hey, if you're in a relationship and you or your partner uses this phrase, your relationship is most likely doomed. This is a toxic phrase that relationship experts say is pretty much the kiss of death for any relationship. We'll start this time with Jake, who's in the beginning of a brand new relationship, going on date number 3 later this week. Jake, what is the phrase?
I'm going to say that you speak in absolutes. You say stuff like, oh, you always do this, or you never
that was
do that.
my answer.
Okay, Jake says anytime you say always or never, anytime you speak in absolutes, that is toxic and kiss of death for your relationship.
Yeah.
Let's see. Omar, what is the kiss of death?
I think the kiss of death
Stop eating my dildo.
When you say the phrase, I don't care, that means that you don't value the relationship. I don't care. You say I don't care a lot.
Better to be angry than to just completely not care, because then you've checked out and that relationship is done. At least if you're angry, you've got some passion, some heat.
Huh.
I did see something recently that said couples that fight more often are actually in potentially a better relationship than couples that don't fight at all. Because sometimes couples that don't fight at all, one of the people or maybe both of them just don't even care.
Yeah,
don't care
it's the
enough
same
to
like
fight.
bed. You're sweeping it all under the rug, and then before you know it, it's just disgusting.
Hallie, what is the toxic phrase, as we solve all of the internet's biggest mysteries without having to click around, that couples say that will be the kiss of death in their relationship?
I think it's telling people how they feel. You're upset. You need space. You need to calm down. Telling people what they are.
According to the psychologist that warns, if you use this phrase, your relationship is doomed. Anytime you say, why can't you be more like, insert another person's name
Yeah, that
here.
is messed up.
Like, why can't you be more like my ex? Or why can't you be more like that other husband?
That really hot lady.
Yeah. Why can't you look more like Emily Ratajkowski?
That's so messed up to just blatantly say that. I
Yeah.
feel like no matter how mad I would be, I would never say something like that.
Well, if it's like a good person, like the Pope.
Why can't you be more like the Pope?
Yeah, that
works.
That would be a kiss of death in a relationship as well.
Never measure up.
All right, there you have it. That's all the time we have in this edition of Clickbait. We got to take a super quick break. When we get back, the very first thing we do is get you into some sold-out Jack White tonight at the Palladium. That is happening after this quick break.
If you are hurt in an accident, and I hope you're not, it is so important that you get...
K-Rock, we are Klein Alley Show. Get your A.D.D news in just a moment. In about an hour, get you into Disneyland. But right now, we say good morning to Angela in Upland. Good morning, Angela.
Oh, my God. Hi, guys. Klein, I love you. I just met you at Pizza City Fest the other day. You had pie wine in your pocket.
Oh, yeah. I did sneak some pie wine into that place. That's true. Well, pleasure to talk to you again, and thank you for being out there. Good news. You are caller 20.
No, turn it off. Oh, sorry. My son's turning on the radio. Oh, my God, yes!
Sounds like she is having a chaotic morning.
A mental breakdown?
Yeah. Turn it off! I hate that show.
The voices.
Okay. Enjoy. That was a weird mix of emotions.
Does she know
right
if
there.
she won anything?
I think, yeah, she said she loves Jack White. I think she was excited about that. Okay. Good luck. Enjoy that show. Please stay far away from Jack White. Yeah, I feel like you'd be a lot for him to handle.
Oh my God, your hair. I want to eat it.
Let's get to your news right now that our brand new hour of the show can begin. If you want to experience all them feels, you'll have another chance to win those tickets coming up very soon on KROQ.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for A.D.D News.
All right, getting out of prison must be an incredible feeling. Today, we'll know more about whether or not the Menendez brothers will ever experience that feeling.
Spoiler alert. No, they won't. So stop it.
You know what?
What a stupid... Every day there's the goddamn Menendez. Is today the day they get out story? And the answer is always no.
No. The thing is, they have been kicking the can down the road for a long time, and that was part of the Gascon... Gascon said he supported it. Then it was like, oh, they're getting out. Maybe they'll get out before the holidays. And then the election happened, and then we got a new DA. That DA said, no, I don't think they should get out. Then they brought that to a judge. The judge said, no, we do need to have the resentencing hearing. So they've been kicking the can down the road for quite a while. But this is their resentencing hearing. It is starting today, and it's happening over the next 2 days. They're going to call upon prosecutors from the past, former inmates, corrections people to testify on their rehabilitation efforts. And the Menendez brothers have founded at least 5 different support groups and programs within the prison system since they've been in prison. And Lyle founded a massive beautification program in the prison. He raised $250,000 to install greenery to help the prison life resemble the outside world. So they're going to present all that, say these guys are rehabilitated. They're going to ask the judge to reduce the charge to manslaughter, which could get them immediately released. And if this doesn't work, the last lifeline is Gavin Newsom, who does have the power to commute their sentences.
Yeah, it's not happening. I don't know why. They will not.
That's your prediction, your official prediction.
Not since I said the Pope will not be American have I been so confident about anything I've said over the airwaves. Well, I trust you. And that is what is going to happen, and they will not be released. But if they are released somehow, they will be on their own Netflix reality show within 1 month.
I mean, think about it. You had somebody like Gypsy Rose Blanchard who murdered her mother, admitted to murdering her mother, went to prison for it and everything. Now she's out of prison. She's basically a social media influencer. She's making millions of dollars. She's pregnant. She had a baby. Like, there's a life after this.
Right.
If you are honest and atone for something that you did, even if it was horrifying. These guys were incredibly famous when the case itself happened 3 decades ago. And imagine the secondary life they would have right here in Los Angeles if they were released.
You want some money on this? You want to put some action on it?
Yeah, I think they'll get out.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I think it'll take a long... I'm not saying it'll happen this week, but I think they will eventually get out.
So let's put a window on it. 5 years? 3 years?
I'll bet you 5 more panty haul videos.
No, I don't want any more of your panty haul videos. I speak for the public on this one.
Bet your other nipple.
I'm not piercing another nipple. I'm not...
A face tattoo.
I want to do how about a financial bet like humans do with each other for actual money?
I don't want to bet money. I'd rather just bet parts of my body.
All right, forget it. I'm out then. Stupid.
I respect money more than my own self-worth.
I'll bet you money. Like, we could go a large sum of money.
What is a large sum? I think that's very different for the two of us. For you, that's $1,000. For me, it's $10.
Okay. That's the odds I'll give you on this. You think they get out today?
No, I'm not saying today. I just said I don't think it's going to be this week or anything, but they will get out.
How about lunch for a year?
What?
Yes, for everyone.
See, Vanessa likes it. Lunch for a loser buys lunch for the year for everyone.
For everyone on the show?
Yeah.
Dude, that'll bankrupt me.
You're right. It'd be very terrible. It will be a terrible bet for either of us to lose.
And each of us gets to choose every time what the lunch is?
Yep. And you can't bring it.
Or it's like Chipotle kids meal
you
for
can't,
everyone. every
that'd be great. I'd love that. You can't do your homemade stuff where you bring in some weird casserole you tried to make. Not doing that.
But I brought an Italian
Think
chopped
about-
salad today.
Think about it. We have till the end of the show to get the bet locked in.
All right, a lot of sports news has been breaking this week. Derek Carr's unexpected retirement from the NFL. The Dallas Mavericks getting the number 1 pick in the draft. That was a huge surprise. But another big NBA story is that Michael Jordan will be a broadcaster. NBC is returning to pro basketball. This is a big, long hiatus they had of carrying NBA games, but they just completed a blockbuster 11-year, $76 billion broadcasting deal with Disney and Amazon. And they're obviously not effing around because they're going to get Michael Jordan to be one of their main broadcasters on Peacock.
I don't like it.
Why? What's the problem?
I think Jordan has done a good job of remaining kind of a legend because even though you see videos of him from time to time on the golf course, living like a good life, he doesn't do a lot of...
You think they would have asked him by now if he was any good at it? Is that what you think?
Well, he doesn't need the money. Let's be honest. He makes so much money on the Jordan brand. He does not need the money at all. So he would be doing this just to be kind of back in the spotlight again. And there are some great personalities. I like Barkley. I like Shaq. I don't think Jordan... Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't think Jordan's got that same. I don't think Tom Brady's been great in front of the camera doing that.
Yeah, but it's like that was his first season.
All right,
last
whatever.
season.
I just think that you get these legends. Let live forever.
Legends only.
Live forever, rent free in our brain as legends. I don't want to see you out there screwing up words.
Hustling and trying to make money.
That's what we do. Yeah. So I don't like it.
If you get a guitar pick or maybe some drumsticks from one of your favorite bands, it's a wonderful moment. But some fans can take it too far. And this viral story, this 21 Pilots fan, after a show, went up on stage and stole the band's drum after their show in Manchester. And you see this video of the fan just walking up, taking it. And then she goes, "I'm taking this." And she dragged it back to her hotel room. Eventually, they tracked her down and they were able to find her in the hotel room with the drum. And they were able to get it back. But that would be way more valuable, way more than a drumstick or a pick. Who cares?
Yeah, I also feel like if you're moving big equipment around, people always just assume that you should be moving big equipment around. It's almost like...
Why aren't they bringing that into that truck? Why are they bringing it into the elevator?
But there you have it. All right, well, don't steal from your favorite bands because then they can't keep playing music. Angelo on KROQ, good morning.
Hey, I was just calling Sweet Dips. It's already known now. Allie just mushed the Menendez brothers, so no matter what, they're not getting out. So
All right, thank you. Great.
Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday. We are Klein Alley Show on KROQ. Nice to meet you. Thanks for hanging out. My name's Klein. That's Allie.
Morning.
Got DJ Omar Khan there. Hey. Jake Z Nerd in the back room taking your calls. Got producer Vanessa and Postmaster Johnny. The number to join us, call, text, 800-520-1067. That is the number you need if you want to win from us this hour. More Jack White tickets, sold out show tonight, Palladium. We get you into that, and we will get you into a advanced screening of Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, with the one and only Tom Cruise. That'll be happening this hour. Then in about an hour at 9 a.m. sharp, Disneyland. 4 of those one-day, one-park tickets will be yours.
Do you think it is the final reckoning?
No. No, it will not be. Anytime.
Another reckoning.
Anytime there's a, quote, farewell tour for a band or the final whatever, it just means until it makes its millions and millions of dollars, and then they go, let's do that. Let's do that again.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Mission Impossible is great. All those movies are great. But
are you caught up on those?
I think I watched the last one, yeah.
Huh. Let's be honest. At some point, we can't call it Mission Impossible because he's been completing all these missions.
Mission entirely possible.
Yeah, the missions are completable every time.
Mission easy.
I haven't probably watched the last few, and not that it's not a great movie and I could get locked in. It's just I don't have 2 hours to sit around and watch that. But the reality is, every single one of those missions has been completed, right?
Well, that's the thing is,
but they've been
no one
close
else.
every time.
Yeah, it was almost impossible.
Of course, they call it Mission Almost Impossible.
It was so close.
At some point, I feel like we're being lied to.
Do you remember the original when he was down the thing and all the lasers were going and he was hanging?
Yeah.
That felt impossible.
And it was possible, Allie. And yet it was still possible.
But didn't feel like it.
There's new research out, which we'll get into this hour, about what is the ideal number of partners you should be with in your life. And there's an ideal number that is good for you, and then there's the ideal number that's good for the person you're with. And I want to ask you this question, so think about it. We'll take calls on this in a few moments. But do you lie about your number, and what is the reason you lie about it? Is it super high and you claim it's lower, or the opposite? We'll get to that coming up. K-Rock, we are Klein Alley's show. In a few moments, going to open up the phones and take your number. Our number is 800-520-1067. But what is your number, and do you lie or are you dishonest about your number based on who you're with currently? Does the person you're with now know how many people you've been with? Does it matter? Should it matter? Some people say it doesn't matter. What happened before you doesn't matter at all. Others, I don't know why. There is a curiosity. You do want to get a sense of what you're getting involved in, but I don't think there's the same stigma now that there once was if you've been with 20 people versus 2 people. Should it really matter?
Well, and now they're saying that the number is going down because people are having less sex. We keep hearing about how people have less sexual partners than ever before. Even people who are in partnerships are having less sex before, than they used to. And I'm sure there are all kinds of reasons for that. One of the recent ones I read was, and I wonder if you agree with this, women are not having sex as often because they're going to bed looking like, quote, slobs. And if they were wearing lingerie,
lingerie?
or
That's not
sexy bedtime outfits, then maybe there would be more sex being had.
My wife does wear my old T-shirts to bed, so it would be like it's not an attractive look. I think it's hot because it's her, and she's like wearing an oversized T-shirt. But
she's probably trying not to look hot. She's like, maybe if I just dress like him, he'll be tricked.
He'll be disgusted. He'll know what I feel like. She puts on
Just try and be like
through it.
He won't want to have sex with himself.
She puts on my whole outfit from the day that's on the floor. She puts it back on, and I get in bed and go, ah!
Puts the hat on and
everything. What is this monster doing in my bed? She goes, now you know what I have to deal with. I think that's an interesting theory. I don't think that holds water. The idea that women used to put on lingerie to go to bed, when did that happen?
Well, a long time ago,
20s?
we would all, humans would dress up for bed, too. It was like the guy was wearing his little, moo-moo thing with the little hat, the sleeping cap,
Oh, yeah.
But the woman would have, this long dress that had, even an overrobe, and it was all, the fancy slippers and everything. Everyone would just be dressed up all the time.
Man, that's so annoying.
They would go to bed in a full face of makeup.
No.
Yes, back then they would.
Because they would be so terrified that they would be, left.
Yes, exactly. It was like, I gotta keep my man.
They sleep in makeup. I mean, that seems crazy. But I understand that was a different time. The same people that used to probably dress up to go on airplane. We're flying today. Put on your suit.
Yeah.
But the reality is, I don't think there's a correlation between the fact that people... Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, everyone knows that, there are those comfy sweatpants. I think once people go, I'm in comfy mode now... Women, guys, I think can rally and move past that. Women, I think once they've made the determination, I'm in comfy mode now, whatever that is, the sweatpants go on, tying that drawstring on the sweatpants, that means game over. Now I've accepted the fact that I'm in lounge mode. And lounge mode and sex mode, you can't, once you get into lounge mode, I don't think you can make the transition back to sex mode.
See, I think for lesbians, lounge mode is sex mode, so it's confusing.
That is confusing.
I'm like, pull that drawstring.
Oh, those are her sex sweatpants. I gotta get ready.
Oh yeah, put on your knee pads. Get me in the mood.
We're gonna take your calls, and I would you can be anonymous if you'd like to be, but in a moment we're gonna reveal what is, quote, the ideal number of partners. A new study reveals what is that sweet spot. It's a little different between men and women. It's also shifting over time, and this is from social, psychological, and personality science, whatever the hell that is. But they have
the science.
They have come up with what they believe is the ideal number, and the real question that we have for you is if you are lying about the number. And a lot of people responded to this on our Instagram yesterday. Why they're lying? It's interesting.
Why are you lying and who you lying to?
Interesting reasons about why people are lying. It's not what you would think. So we'll get into all of that. We'd love to hear from you next. 800-520-1067. Also, we will give away some tickets to this pre-advanced screening of Mission Impossible. If you join us for this Missionary Impossible about your number, that is next.
Enrollment starts now for Camp KROQ. Earn your merit badge at 9, noon, 3, and 6 when you win a 4-pack of one-day, one-park tickets to Disneyland Park or Disney California Adventure Park. At the Disneyland Resort, the happiest place on earth, you'll find all kinds of happy. You can find the travel to a galaxy far, far away kind of happy and that woohoo kind of happy. Join in the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration starting May 16th. Pitch your tent at KROQ all week to win. With ticket and park reservation required. KROQ.
Johnny, thank you for your service. Johnny's in here.
Yes, sir.
That
wasn't that funny.
Allie just spit up her call. Your mic's on.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't hear myself. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
It's your own headphones, you
You were
idiot.
sporting the camouflage.
What happened? You came in here, we had our logos on the TVs, and then you came in here and screwed it all up.
I tried to fix it.
It was working fine. Everything looked great.
No, we had the one logo, and the other one was like showing the news. So I'm trying to fix it.
Now you've completely ruined everything.
No, watch this. Hold on. Let me cook. Well,
We
there's
don't
no
have
flash
time. We
drive.
don't have
It's
time.
a great time for that.
Don't have time to let you cook, but thanks for coming in and ruining the TVs. We set those up for the last hour, and once again,
Justin just came in and
I
put
know.
a beautiful
I know.
video logo
I know. We had
on
it
one
all
of the
set.
TVs.
We wanted to make this look more visually pleasing for those that are watching on YouTube. Everything looked great. Johnny
All right,
sat down, hit a button, and ruined everything.
Last time I tried to fix anything, try to help. All right, go ahead.
But you didn't. But what was to help?
I
You
was
couldn't
help
do it
because
early.
there was one logo
Johnny,
on one TV
Johnny.
and there's nothing on the other one, so I was trying to help with the second
And
one.
now there's no logos on
Yes.
both of the
and
TVs.
this remote accidentally activated
No,
both
the remote
TVs.
did nothing. You screwed it all up.
This remote accidentally?
Because look, it's linked to both TVs. So when I tried to aim it at one, it messed up the other one because they're both linked together.
It didn't mess up anything. You messed up
Yeah, there's no
everything.
denying that. I pushed the button.
Okay,
yeah.
great. Just making sure. We had this all set up. We spent the last hour getting this looking good because these videos of Johnny in here being dumb performed very well for us on the socials. So we wanted to look as good as possible. So we spent the last hour setting this up. He comes in here, picks up a remote, hits a button, and has now ruined all of the work that went on behind the scenes
Klein,
for an
don't
hour.
insult a soldier.
That's very on brand.
I'm sorry, John.
Yeah.
Johnny's wearing his camouflage shirt today. I apologize. Thank you once again.
We can't see him anyway.
You paid the ultimate price.
I was
I don't even know if Johnny's in here right now. So somehow that remote just turned the channel by itself. Let's get into some Johnny Doesn't Know space. 800-520-1067 up for grabs tickets. Allie,
A lot of space in his brain.
no time to play the intro. Let's just get right to the game.
Okay.
All you have to do is predict whether or not Johnny will know the answers to these very simple questions about outer space. He doesn't know a lot, as we were talking about the astronauts returning.
And the astronauts that are leaving.
But-
and the all-female space crew. A lot of space talk.
Say hi to Aaron in East L.A. All you got to do is predict will he or will he not know. Here we go. Aaron, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, question.
Morning.
Good morning. Johnny's last appearance in here when he was doing Johnny Doesn't Know Money is trending and going quite viral online right now as he was unsure as to how much money 10,000 pennies actually was. But maybe he'll know this one. Neil Armstrong, Johnny, one time landed on the moon and said one small step for man, and then what did he say? Will Johnny know this, yes or no?
It's Friday. I think he will.
Wow.
Okay. Johnny, Neil Armstrong landed on the moon and said one small step for man, and then what?
One giant leap for mankind.
Whoa, Johnny.
got
good
it right.
job.
That's a soldier.
Let's go.
Hold on, Aaron. He got it right. Hang tight. That is a correct answer from Aaron. Good
He knows
prediction.
his stuff.
He's dead, right?
Say hi to Jen in Koreatown. What's up, Jen? Welcome to KROQ. Good morning.
Hi, guys. Happy Friday, sweet dick.
Happy Friday, Johnny. A group of stars that appear to resemble a shape, like the Big Dipper, or potentially a person like Orion, are called what? Group of stars that resemble a shape are called what? Will Johnny know this, Jen?
No. Sorry.
All right, with not a lot of confidence, she
And laughter.
says no. Johnny, you do look a bit dumbfounded by this, but it's a group of stars that resemble a shape, potentially a person. They are called what?
Well, it's a cluster, right? Because they're all grouped together. Like in math, I remember my algebra teacher saying a group of numbers on this side of the quadrant is a cluster. So math and space are like kind of like together.
How do you get there?
Because you got to like do a lot of math in order to build the rocket and to go into space. Same with the astronauts. So a cluster is where we're at right now.
I'm so confused by that
Yeah,
answer.
I am too. Jen, good job. Jen said you wouldn't know, and you did not know. It starts with a C, but it's not cluster.
Not
cluster?
Comet.
No.
Connection.
No.
Number connection.
No.
Number connection.
A const.
A constant number.
A constel.
Console.
No.
Console what?
Constellation. There
Yeah.
he is.
Constellation? Is that what that is?
There he is.
Stars have their constellations.
I
in
thought that was the
sky.
name of the ship, though, that they go into space in. Like, don't they name every ship that they go into? Voyager?
Say hi to Jasmine.
Well, they name their ships, but just that doesn't mean they're not.
USS Constellation?
Johnny, we're talking about space, I think. Still.
I don't
Jasmine, you ready to go?
Yes.
In case any of you think Johnny is faking this, we did have him on the lie detector last week, and we asked, does he ever attempt to sound dumber than he is? And he said, no, he does not, and that was the truth. So this is real deal Johnny for you. Here we go, Johnny. Johnny, in your opinion, what is the funniest planet? Will Johnny get this right? Jasmine, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Johnny, what is the funniest planet?
Pluto.
No.
Pluto.
No,
Why is that one
nothing
funny?
You just
about
said, in my opinion,
But
what
that's
is
wrong. But your opinion's wrong.
You just said
There's one planet
There's
that's
one planet.
obviously
Pluto.
the funniest one.
Pluto.
There's a funny planet.
And
Yeah, 'cause
Pluto,
it's a
and she's
planet.
right. Pluto's not
Pluto's
even
not
a
a
planet.
planet.
Yeah, but like that's the funny gag about it. It's like,
That's
is it a
the
planet?
funny
Is it
gag.
not?
That's not the funny gag.
It's like the
about it.
validation of the planet.
There is one funny planet that is funny, and anytime you hear it, it's funny.
And they're trying to change the pronunciation and
I
make
know.
it not like this,
Yeah,
and they're not.
They're trying to make it unfunny.
Yep.
How many of them were there again? The planets? 6, right?
You don't even know, Johnny?
6.
Earth, Sun, Saturn,
Oh,
Jupiter.
God damn it.
What
do
am I-
you
what,
think that
like a
the sun
space-
is? Do you think the sun is a planet?
Well, we can't go there yet, so it's like, no, we can't.
You think planets are only planets if we can go there?
Listen, everything he's saying is right so far. Don't interrupt him, Allie. Johnny, the funniest planet. You're going to still stick with Pluto.
You asked in my opinion.
All right,
I think
that's
Pluto's
wrong.
funny.
That's wrong.
I think Pluto's funny.
What's the right answer?
Uranus.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah, that is a planet.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Uranus. And they're trying to change it to Uranus.
I know. They're like, and then there's Uranus, and I'm like, no, there's not.
It's Uranus.
It's Uranus.
It's hilarious.
You know it. We know
That's
it.
toilet humor. That's not funny.
It's funny every time.
Oh, my
It's
god.
funnier than Pluto.
Pluto's funny.
We go to George in Laguna Hills. Give him a shot. This is Johnny Doesn't Know Space. We only have time for one more. Hey, what's up, George?
Hey, good morning.
Here we go. Well, Johnny thought the sun was a planet, so I don't think he's going to get this right. But, Johnny, what are stars made of? Will Johnny know this, yes or no?
No, he will not.
All right. Johnny, what are stars made of?
Is it not fire or like an explosion of something that breaks off and it's like?
So you think stars are like broken off pieces of spaceship or something?
No, broken off pieces of like a planet that got destroyed, and it's just like stays in the atmosphere, and it stays for like years and millions of years. Because we're like, remember how we're like millions of light years away from Earth to
We are on Earth, but I think you are correct about your positioning.
I think we're currently sitting on Earth right now. Last I checked.
We're 0 miles from Earth.
We're 0 light years.
I don't even think you can capture a star.
I'm currently 1 light switch from Earth, right behind you.
Right? You can't even capture like.
So what is a star made of?
Part of a planet that was broken off or destroyed.
Good job,
So you think
George.
the millions and billions of stars are all just pieces of other previous broken planets?
Look, I don't know where they came from. They just appeared one day.
Made of gas.
Gas?
That's right.
Again, hilarious.
Wait, what?
Gas from Uranus. Huh?
Really?
Yeah, that's the joke.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, so it's not real.
No, it's gas.
It is
Stars
real.
are made
Oh,
of
it's gas?
Yes.
So you can't touch it. It's just like an air
It's
thing.
burning gas.
Wow.
Did you know, Johnny, that the sun is a star?
I mean, I'm not a space guy. I'm not like a.
Clearly, you're
I
not a
don't-
space guy. Although you're a very spacey guy.
We have no problem. I mean, I don't know.
Let me ask you this, Johnny. We don't have time anymore because this was really a disgraceful performance you put on. But how high up? To call us and join in on this conversation. Adult by nature, but interesting, and I think we'll learn a thing or two about the lies we keep, the lies we tell, and the reality of how many people you've been with, your body count, and how new research out shows that there's a sweet spot now. There's an ideal number, and it's not just an ideal number for you to want to have personally. It's an ideal number that if you're going to settle down with someone, you have in your head, I want to know the person I'm going to start dating or be with has been with between this many and this many people. And the number is
because
shifting.
if the number is 0, it's kind of shocking. And then if the number is like 100, it's kind of shocking. So what's the number that you say that's like, oh, you've lived, you've had partners, but You're not a total.
And some people think that's the ultimate prize. Some feel that is anything above zero is even if people are lying about zero. I think a lot of people what do you think the most lied about number is? Do you think?
Oh, wow.
3, right? 3's got to be the most.
Why is that the most lied about?
Because I think 3 is the number that hits everything you're saying, which is I've been with some people, but I haven't been with a lot of people, and I'm not a total whore, but also I've been picky, and I think 3 is the number. But maybe it's different with guys and girls. According to this research just out, it is actually a little bit different, and the sweet spot is there's a magic number. For guys, it is between, I think this will surprise you, 4 and 5 lifetime partners.
That's ideal, or that's the norm?
That is the, quote, magic number. I don't know if that means that's what it should be, but that is the number that they claim is the 4 to 5 means you've experienced enough of everything out there and you feel like you haven't missed out on anything. And
you have enough experience, too, because
Right.
some people might think, I don't know, Omar, you've only been with one person, right, your whole life. So you were not experienced at the beginning, but now you're experienced. But if you were to be with another person, would that be nerve-wracking? Like, I don't know what to do.
No, I'm pretty confident in my sexing skills.
Yeah, and so if somebody else is like, oh, I've never been with anybody, you might be like, oh, man, I'm going to have to teach this person.
Oh, that's a different ballgame altogether,
Yeah.
for sure.
Now, women, they claim the magic number shrinks a little bit to between 2 and 3 partners.
Yeah, because I think there's more of a stigma around women and how many sexual partners they've had.
And the numbers seem low because, according to research recently discovered, they claim that the average American, and this number seems way high, and I don't know where they came up with this, but they claim that the average American has slept with, guess this number?
7.
Double it.
Really?
14 people.
Nice, people.
That's what they're saying, the average.
People!
Nice people. Now, we were asking you this question now, and we will give away some tickets as well. We got a couple things to give you. Jack White sold out tonight, Mission Impossible as well, if you're brave enough to come on the air with us. But the real question is, what is the number, your real number, and what is the number you tell people? Like, why do you lie, and what is the reason? And do you lie up? Do you lie down? Do you lie up for some, down for others?
Do you lie up and down?
I lie up and down. You're on KROQ. Hi.
How many partners I had been with that my wife does not know about.
And?
I had been with 88 different women, and she knows of 2 of them.
Hold on. Your actual number is 88, which is a very interesting, almost poetic number. And and she believes that she is the second person you've been with, or
She
2?
believes she is number 3. Well, I don't know if she believes it. Just she doesn't ever want me to ever talk about any past stories. So it's always, why does it have to be an ex? Why can't it just be your friend? So then it became friends who we've never done anything with.
Ah, got it. So
you just have a lot of friends?
88 friends.
Yeah.
Exact.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them.
And have you been keeping track your whole life? Like, obviously, you know the exact number.
Yeah, because it was always the joke, like, like when I was younger, you never forget number 78, or you never forget number 82.
That's hilarious.
Really,
It's a great joke, Allie. That joke gets funnier 88 times after you hear it.
Yeah.
Could you go in order from 1 to 88 right now? Go ahead.
Oh, no, absolutely, I could not. There was like one party I hooked up with 3 girls, and I didn't even know 2 of their names.
And so you just write it down like redhead number 3?
Kind of, yeah.
What do you think your wife would do if you told her your exact number?
She would be very upset. I don't know how much longer marriage would last, even though we've been together almost 10 years.
What if we threw in some tickets to Mission Impossible? Would you tell your wife then?
She hates movies, so I think it would only help me.
Got
Such an interesting thing to hate.
Mm-hmm. She hates
I know.
movies. Wait till she hears about this.
She doesn't like to sit around for more than 15 minutes at a time, but she actually loves your guys' show, and I can get her to sit there for longer than that.
Ah, great. Well, we'll take that as a win for us. Hopefully she does not listening right now. Thanks for thank you
she's
for
at work.
thank you. Appreciate the call, Phil.
Absolutely.
Appropriate name, Phil. Filled the 88 people, Allie.
Ugh.
Now you're turned on. Christine, I'm curious, get a lady's perspective on this, and it's interesting as I'm looking at the phones now at 800-520-1067, what people's actual number is and what the number they are telling other people it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the part that is the shift. And then does your partner get really mad if they uncover the fact that they are being so absurdly lied to. I'm not saying you did a little bit of fuzzy math. One, man, that wasn't real sex. A lot of my sexes I don't think counted because they were super quick, Allie.
Is that what you have told your wife?
Yeah, that's what I tell myself. It was like under
5, count?
under 3 minutes.
Well,
doesn't really count.
I think, didn't you have sex with someone who said right afterwards that it didn't count?
She said it didn't count, and that hurt. I've heard that a few times, and that really hurts.
But the lies that you tell in the beginning of a relationship, you don't even know it's necessarily a relationship yet.
Right.
You're just on a date,
right?
And they're like, "How many people have been with you?" You're like, "Oh, 3 sounds like a good number," and then before you know it, it's been 10 years, and you're involved.
Christine,
I'm here, Klein.
hi. Do you are you dishonest about your number to people, or
No, to everybody. Why lie?
so you're
What's the
honest?
point of lying?
You tell your
I
real
am-
number.
I am honest to the core, friend.
Okay, and what is that number?
Oh, it's got to be about 350 to 360 at least.
Are we talking about weight? What are we talking about here?
We're talking. You know what we're talking about,
You've
guys
been
and girls.
you've been
Come
with
on.
360 people.
Oh, for sure. I lost the V card at 13, and
But that's still,
a lot of
unless you're
years.
197 years old right now, that's still working out to about 20 a year.
Who said? Well, okay, so what?
No, I'm not judging. I'm just
not
trying
sure
to.
that math really works.
I'm just
but
trying,
I think,
I'm just trying to do the
I
math
think what
here.
Klein's trying to say is, how can you keep up with that number? I mean, are you like an
There is
adult sex worker, or what?
I have a Johnny diary. I'm telling you, I keep the list, the names, everything.
Wow, that's
It's
fascinating.
between 350, 360, and maybe even more, because there's some fuzzy nights where things have gone down and things have happened. And when people sit there and they try to say, "Oh, 3 or 4," like what? I feel like they're just big fat liars.
Have you had
I feel like
had sex with some different people in the same day?
Oh, she has to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How many do you think you've taken in one day?
10 easily. Listen to this.
Shut up, Klein.
I'm being serious. There had to have been a 10-person day. I'm just trying to do the math now. I'm not good at math.
Not a 10-person day. It probably maybe 2 to 3 in one day. But that was when I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but are you in a long-term? How many long-term relationships that are monogamous?
No, I'm a very steady long-term relationship now at this point. And Sean, I'm sorry, I love you. This was old me.
All right,
Old
but
Christine,
at some point, Christine, and no judgment here. You know us. We put our entire selves out on the radio every day for you to mock and make fun of, and you all enjoy that. But here's a serious question: when you told Sean, you said to him at some point, you said, did you say, I want you to sit down for this one? I want to tell you something, or did it come up, or did he not care at all, or has he ever heard?
Sean is bisexual, just like I am. So we have both rode that route to dipping in other pools. You know what I'm saying? So he understands. He's never judged me.
Right.
It could be with a woman or a man or anything.
All right.
Do you have separate numbers for men and women, or are you just all-inclusive, one number for everybody?
No, all inclusive.
Yeah.
It's not any different.
How
It's
many?
not any different.
How long is this book you're writing? Is this like a Harry Potter series? This?
Yeah. It's beyond that. It's Lord of the Rings.
And you put notes down too, or just names? Like, do you put descriptions, notes, if they were good, not good?
Well, I mean, I think that's more of a perfect. Like, if it's really something that stands out, then I'll include it. But otherwise, it's just a little check tag.
Okay. Now that person claims, that's Christine. She claims her number is somewhere in the 340s.
Well, I think because she has no intention of lying to anyone about it, I think when your number gets high enough, you just got to own it. Yeah. Like, most people are kind of in that middle ground where it's like, do I skip a few, say a few? But if you've been with 350 people, then you're that person. Own it.
A lot of people claim that 10 is the cutoff, regardless if it's true or false. They will oftentimes shave anything over 9. 9. It's like being 29 for a few years, even though you're like 36 and everyone knows it. You're like, I'm 29 still. You want to just live in the 9 for a little bit. Hey, Moses, you claim that you can top Christine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm at 450, but I had 2 questions. One, do hookers count as a tally? And 2, obviously, I have to lie, man. I have to lie. What am I supposed to say? Yeah, I've slept with like 450 chicks and maybe like.
Definitely call them hookers and chicks. That'll help.
Mention that as much as possible.
All right, miss, 450, but hookers don't count, right?
I think you should keep lying. Hold on. Now there's a lady on the phone that would like to top.
What are the chances that he has slept with the 350 woman?
God, that would be amazing. Is this Moses?
Oh, my God, Moses.
From page
you are
76?
memorable.
Hey, Lauren?
Hi.
Hi, welcome to KROQ. You're in a safe place, I believe. We're talking about this now because new research shows that the magic number, according to the ideal number of sexual partners, and I don't know ideal for who, but is between 2 and 3 for women and 4 and 5 for men. And you are not in that realm.
No, far from it.
How many have you been with?
She's a virgin, I think.
So I've been, and I've kind of lost count, but I'm in the 500.
What?
500.
And how many years of experience do you have?
Probably about 15 years.
Whoa, that's
515. Allie, do the math on that. Someone do some basic math here. I just want to get a sense of this. And you are in a relationship now, a committed monogamous relationship currently?
Committed but non-monogamous.
Open relationship. Well, that'll help get those numbers up.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's
Yes.
that's
The number
about
never stops.
33 a month for 15 years.
33 a month, which averages to more than 1 a day. Incredible.
15. I'm
Wow.
sorry, 33 33 per year, which would
33 a year.
be 2.7 people per month.
Oh, that's nothing.
manageable.
When you break it down like that, you're almost a virgin.
It's nothing.
It's not nothing. It's 500 people. But did you? So the person you're with now knows you've been with. You lie about that number, or you're honest about it?
I don't lie about it to him. He knows, and he's fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
We're very involved in the kink and sex community, so numbers like that really are kind of the norm.
Yes, yeah, that's why I was wondering if someone has a really high number, it could be, hey, I'm going to a sex party every weekend, and when I go to a sex party, I'm having sex with 4 or 5 different people in one weekend.
Pull that
and
clip.
That's normal.
Absolutely.
A serious question though: do you ever feel like you're around a bunch of people that are in the thousands, and you feel like you're a loser because you're only in the 500s, and then you kind of up your number just for conversation's sake?
No, not really. I've never met anybody with numbers in the thousands yet.
Yeah, I
But
should
maybe
take line
one day.
6 right now, but I'm not going to because at this point it just feels like people are bragging. That's incredible. All right, so everyone is on the up and up. You've never lied about the number.
I will lie to people that I'm like not familiar with, just because it's like then they want an explanation, and you're like, I don't feel like getting involved in that.
Right.
So usually I tell people like 10 or 15. But if I'm dating anybody and sex is going to happen, I'm honest with him and tell them that I've been tested and I'm clean and all that. So for people who don't need to know, I don't tell them.
That's amazing that you have slept with 500 people and are clean and have no STDs.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Even
You
Allie's
should get a medal for that.
Even Allie's got a bunch of STDs.
Yeah,
She
I've
hasn't
got
been-
like one per person.
Yeah, Allie's got herp, at least a few that we know about, and she hasn't been anywhere near your number. That's incredible.
No, we joke.
Lauren, send her to Mission Impossible. Man, it really is a real Mission Impossible right there.
I know, she can do everyone in the theater.
Now, someone does say that they've lied about their number and would tell their real number to their wife live on the air.
I'd love that. It's because I think we should be more honest with each other. I don't think, we're living in a time where everyone needs to be more transparent with the people that they've had sex with, especially when we're not having as much sex. Let's be honest about it.
Bill, your wife doesn't know your number?
Yes.
What does she think your number is?
I know she knows of 3 girlfriends, so I think I told her like 6.
She
So
knows
you
it's
doubled
3,
it?
so you told her 6. And what is the real? This is the math I'm here for. And what is the real number?
It's 23, which is pretty sad compared to these women, but yes, 23.
Yeah.
All right, well, get off the phone, virgin.
All right, but later, loser.
Will Chamberlain on the phone.
Right, I know. And you would tell her, is your wife near you, or do we need to call her?
Call her. Hope she answers.
Vanessa,
This
get
is
her
the
on
one
the
day
phone.
She goes into the office. So
Yeah,
we'll
maybe
see.
she won't care. Maybe what we're going to prove here, Allie, is for once and for all that
We don't need to lie.
that numbers are just numbers.
Or will cause a divorce.
And do they really matter? Or she'll be mad. But hold on. Vanessa's going to... What's her name? Your wife's name, Bill?
Or
you don't have to say it, I guess.
Her real name, I guess. I don't have to say her real name.
Yeah, say her real name.
Oh, okay. It's Maria.
Okay, great. Thank you. Now, what's her fake name? Just so we can get all the names straight.
Oh, man. Her real name is Christina.
Okay.
That's her real name.
Okay.
213 said you guys are my number 3 in my morning show body count.
All right, number 3.
I used to listen to Rick Dees and Seacrest.
Oh, man. What a evolution that's been.
We're sloppy seconds.
Sloppy
thirds from
man.
Seacrest.
All right, when we get back, we'll try to track down Bill's wife, and everyone will come clean together. It's KROQ. Show. It's a weird experience that we're going through right now as people are being brutally honest, and we thank you for that. No judgment here as we're hearing from callers and their numbers, good, bad, and otherwise. We left off with Bill, who has been not 1,000% honest about his body count number with his wife, who we did track down. I don't remember what her real name or fake name is, so I'm just going to say this is Bill's wife. Hey, Bill, you're still there?
Yes, I am. I'm scared.
Is this, hello, is this the woman married to Bill?
Yes.
Okay, hi. Welcome to KROQ. We're live on the air. Bill would like to tell you something and understand that you're in a, what are we saying, Allie? A safe place or something?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we're in a safe place.
And you're in a loving, committed relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, get your tiny towels ready. Go ahead, Bill.
I want to tell you I love you, first of all. But yes, I think we both know we've kind of had some fun back in the days, and you were hot in your single years, and I was kind of enjoying the muscles getting out of the Marines. But I think I've told you that I probably hooked up with like 6 people my entire life. I just lied a little bit because I didn't want to, like, I don't think you want to know. But the number's closer to a famous basketball player, not the one you... what's one of my favorite basketball players, and what's his number?
Kobe, 24.
What? Oh, you're so close. It's 23. Is that surprising? Because kind of short and don't really have game, or are you pissed?
No, not really.
You want to give him your real number now, Maria?
No, she partied.
No.
What's the number?
For me?
Oh my God, I'm scared. What is it?
Do I have to say this?
Oh, man, that plot twist. Maria, I think we'd all like to know.
It better not be higher than mine.
And just so you know, we've talked to a bunch of people. About 10 minutes ago, we learned of a woman who'd had sex with 500 people.
Yeah.
So don't feel self-conscious about your number.
No, I'm a lot younger than him, so my number's not quite that high.
Which basketball player goes with your number? Let's put it in words.
Only do it in those terms.
Let's put it in words you can understand.
So confusing.
Number.
What's that?
More like Kobe's first number.
Oh, okay.
8. Okay. Oh, there you go. Do you feel any different
Why isn't
about?
that on the statutes?
Do you feel any different about? And what a nice tribute to Kobe right now. Everyone is comparing their body count.
Right?
Do you feel different about your husband now after knowing of his number?
I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm. Why? You don't think he could get convinced 23 women to sleep with him?
Well, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe back in the days he did. He had game. He got me.
Hey, he got you.
There you go.
That's right.
And do you feel like this is something that doesn't bother you now, but might just sit there and fester and eat at you as time goes on?
You know what? It's not even something I was thinking about, but I guess now I will be thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. All right, good. I'm glad we could give you something to think about.
You guys going to buy Lakers jerseys and wear them around?
We're going to send you each a jersey that has your body count on the back of the jersey. So get ready for that. That's going to be exciting.
Think about all of this while you see Mission Impossible.
You'll be at Mission Impossible. That's real. Advanced screening, Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning. This is the Final Reckoning right now. We're witnessing it happening in theaters only on Friday. Let me do that again. That was terrible. Only in theaters on Friday, May 23rd. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Oh, well,
and thank
you.
Hold on one second. I'll let you guys talk off the air.
Thank you.
You guys can have a conversation off the air. We're just going to sit here.
It's funny that the screening's on the 23rd as well.
The screening is on the 23rd to celebrate all of the women that Bill has had. We got to take a break. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. If you want to go to Disneyland, let's switch gears entirely and get you in about 15 minutes right here on the world famous KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
The world famous Klein Alley Show. KROQ. KROQ.
KROQ, we are a Klein Alley Show. Although currently we are dressed as eagles to celebrate the greatest story to happen in Southern California in some time, the birth of the babies of Jackie and Shadow.
Yeah, and I was able to get a really great deal on some highly inflatable eagle costumes just because I don't want Jackie and Shadow to get all the glory. When you think about it, anybody on a live stream can be a bald eagle and get attention, don't you agree?
I don't understand what we're attempting to prove here by dressing up. I think this was one giant... you and Vanessa got inside of each other's heads and you started hyping each other up and saying, oh, it'll be great if we do the show dressed like eagles.
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, but...
I like it too.
Visually, I
like it too because I'm not doing it.
Right, of course.
That's the best part.
I tried so desperately this morning to shift this onto someone else. I was like, it'll be just as funny if Jake comes in here dressed like an eagle.
No, he can't fit in this costume.
But we're going to attempt to, I guess, feed each other now.
Well, yeah, because like I said, the big story yesterday was that they did their first feeding, and obviously it's fascinating. I mean, Omar, you've been gripped by this, right?
Oh, yeah,
You're one
I
of
love it
the
to death.
80,000 people that have been watching Jackie and Shadow and seeing how their eaglets' lives are starting out. So why can't we get in on some of that attention?
I guess we realized that, God damn, I hate this thing.
This is so loud.
What I realized is that people are obsessed with watching cams of eagles, and since our YouTube, live YouTube is kind of new, what could we do to maybe steal some eyeballs away from the much more popular eagle cam? And we decided rather than just be a better version of a radio show, which is impossible, we tried, let's just maybe dress like eagles, and maybe we get some confused, really slow adults that actually check out this stream and think that they're looking at the Jackie and Shadow
Well,
cam.
some of the immediate comments on the YouTube live stream are that Klein's nose still somehow looks better than the costume's eagle nose.
Thank you. I'll take that as a win for me.
So, do you want to share some of this beef stick as a nice breakfast?
So I guess what we were going to attempt to do right now is recreate eagles feeding each other, because that is the thing that everyone's gone nuts about. If you haven't seen it yet, you're not yet watching the live Big Bear cam. But everyone thinks it's the greatest thing ever. In fact, I can't even play this audio because I can't even see my...
I think I can get
it. could you have bought louder costumes, Allie? Or were there louder ones available?
Look, there was another one that was really, really good, but it was like $200. And these ones were $37.
Well, you got everything you paid for here.
Okay, hold on a second.
If you are wondering why it sounds different in here, it's because we are currently encased in eagle suits. And in a moment, we are going to attempt to feed each other. And I believe the meal this morning is a beef stick of some variety.
Johnny, while you're here, can you please open up the beef stick, because I can't open it myself with my wings?
Allie, I think we should let Allie try to open it up, because this was her idea from the very beginning. Let's let her...
Well, and I also have a lot of respect for these eagles, because it is hard to do things without hands.
Yeah, do it your mouth.
Put the mask on the right way.
Well, I can't bite on it.
Yeah, Allie's all ass backwards with her whole costume.
Okay.
And
her face is coming out of the neck.
Yeah, it's a terrible...
Enough about my neck!
The costume cannot accommodate Allie's giant long neck. If you are wondering what this monstrosity looks like, you can head over to YouTube.
Johnny, open that up for Allie. What are you doing?
No, I want Allie to try to open.
Oh my God!
It's a much funnier segment. Allie tries to open things in an eagle suit, because the reality of this is that it wasn't really that well thought out. I think they just got so excited about the eagle costumes that we just assumed the rest would figure itself out.
Oh my God, I think I got it.
And it clearly has not. So,
yes!
All right. So for anyone who's enjoying watching eagles do things, which apparently happens once a year around birthing season, maybe, just maybe, you'll enjoy this. Allie's going to
okay, I'm going to go over there.
Stick it up, and we're going to attempt to feed each other, baby bird style, mouth to mouth. This is a live feeding, which apparently is all the rage these days on the cams. So take this, real eagles. Hold on. Allie and I are going to attempt.
Klein's stuck.
I'm trapped. Hold on.
Oh my God. This looks like some sort of weird porn.
I got this stick in my mouth, guys. We just did a very successful and unsuccessful live feeding. Oh, that beef tastes like cigarettes. Were you smoking again? You know what's funny about this dumb bit is that Allie thought this had enough legs to do once every hour. She goes, we'll start every hour with a live feeding. And I said, I think if we do this once on the air, it'll be more than enough.
Look, I also said we should wear these the entire show.
Right, that was another big mistake. So
but I didn't know how cumbersome they were going to be. I didn't realize we wouldn't have access to our hands at all.
When we get back from this break, you will never hear of this ever again. So enjoy this memory while you can. The show continues next. And speaking of feeding, if you're the parent of a Girl Scout, father or mother, and you would like to prove that you are the best seller of the cookies, since we all know the responsibility falls on you, it's a chance for you to call us now. We'll let you try to outsell each other, and we will spend hundreds of dollars to buy boxes of cookies that we definitely don't need, but Jake will probably eat them all. That's next. Get to your A.D.D news right now on KROQ, and then the second that is done, we get you into Disneyland. 70th anniversary celebration at Disneyland. We got 4 one-day, one-park tickets to be yours at 9 o'clock, then again at noon, 3 and 6 on KROQ. Your first chance to win today. Coming up the second, Allie's done with this news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for A.D.D News.
As the Diddy trial continues, let's focus on yet another douche being held accountable for their actions, and that would be Gerard Depardieu. Maybe you have no idea who the hell that guy is. He is a French actor. He was in some older movies like The Man in the Iron Mask and Green Card, or some newer movies like Life of Pi and Sergeant Stubby, American Hero.
Wasn't he the dad in that weird movie where they go to the island and he pretends he's dating the daughter? It's like my wife's favorite movie growing up. I can't remember the name of it.
I remember seeing some movies with him when I was growing up and thinking he was really funny because he was like, I'm American, I'm in America, but I speak of France.
I don't know.
Which is always a good time.
It was with Katherine Heigl. She was like a young actress. And then like the whole movie was really kind of creepy and weird because I think the deal is that it was her dad, but then she pretended they were dating or something. The whole thing was like all warped and weird.
Especially seems weird now.
Yeah, it does seem very strange. I think that was the whole concept of that movie.
And it's even stranger that it's your wife's favorite movie.
Yes, that is also weird.
Isn't that your love story, though, by the way?
That is similar to our story as well. Yeah. You know.
Oh, romance.
People think I'm her dad whenever we go out.
Could be your dad.
Yeah.
So he's just been found guilty of sexually assaulting 2 women on the set of his movie called Le Volet Vert, which he filmed in 2021. He has an 18-month suspended prison sentence. He's been fined $32,000, and he'll be registered in the National Sex Offender Database. But he also was not even there to hear the verdict because he's on set filming another movie. And it kind of seems like in France, this is all like, hey, guilty, but $32,000? That's not much. 18 months, suspended prison sentence, not that bad. And he doesn't have to be in court because he's filming another movie.
Yeah, what's the punishment there?
Yeah.
Right.
Like the biggest part of this is that he's going to be on the sex offender database. But the other stuff is like a slap on the wrist, in my opinion.
My Father the Hero. Thank you, text line. That's the movie.
My Father the Hero?
That was the name of the movie.
That's even more problematic.
It's a weird movie in retrospect, but at the time it seemed very normal.
Okay. It has begun. I didn't realize it was happening this early, but we're already getting some stats on Memorial Day travel this year.
Oh, my God. Get out of here. If you don't leave by today at noon, you're going to be stuck in traffic.
It's insane. Does this seem absurdly early for this?
Yeah, but I think that people are, like you said, everyone's cheap and no one wants to buy plane tickets anymore, so everyone's driving. But, I mean, Memorial Day weekend is more of a driving weekend anyway. I don't think a lot of people fly away for that. That's much more of a road trip.
Most people do travel by car for this holiday. They expect more than 45 million Americans are expected to travel domestically for Memorial Day, a new record for the holiday weekend, and that's according to AAA, who they always seem to set a record.
Elmo, you know what you got to pack?
Your stupid patience. I know.
You got to pack your patience, baby. It's almost that time again.
Yeah.
Yep.
We start packing our patience now and pretty much don't unpack it until we get into the end of the holidays.
I don't want to unpack my patience because then I just got to pack the patience again. I mean, I don't unpack.
It's going to start.
But they also said the previous record was 44 million people, and that was set in 2005. So I'm like, all these other years, we haven't been setting records. For the last 20 years, we weren't setting records. They were just making it seem like we were setting records.
I could play you audio because every stupid year they say, and we have broken a new record for the amount of people that will be on the road. And all those 44 million people probably are all on the 5 freeway, the worst freeway ever built.
Yeah. All right, they say everyone has a podcast these days. Celebrities, comedians, that weird dude in your basement, and now robots. People are using AI to turn everything into a podcast now because it makes it more entertaining, more digestible, and now people are including their notes and turning them into podcasts. And I'm talking about everything from notes on a college course to that grocery list in your phone. It makes everything more fun, more listenable, and there are many ways to do this. One tool that a lot of people are using now, it's on Google, it's called Notebook LM, and maybe you have notes from a business meeting or a book you're reading or creative ideas, or maybe it's just your journal or your grocery list, and you plug it into this tool and it turns it into an engaging podcast with hosts talking back and forth, incorporating all your thoughts into a witty, interesting podcast episode.
let's test this theory. You keep notes in your phone?
Yeah, I keep notes in my
to-do
phone.
list and
I have, but I also have like milestones for my kid that I keep
great.
track of. I have like my grandma's pasta sauce recipe, and I have like social media ideas that I never follow
Great.
through on.
Love it. We're going to turn all that into a podcast, which will be world premiering on KROQ in moments. But first, a brand new hour of the show can officially begin.
Klein Alley Show.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, what a time to be alive. Good morning. Welcome to KROQ. Perhaps you're watching us streaming on YouTube as we speak for the live visual portion of the show, which you can enjoy every single morning. Great way for you to see what's happening in the studio, including some of the many doodles and sketches we make. But also, you can win just by joining us every morning. And right now we have for you not one, not two, not three, but 4 tickets. It's a 4-pack. 1 day, 1 park tickets to Disneyland or Disney California Adventure Park. And you can win them from us right now if you are caller 20 at 800-520-1067. Very exciting. Allie's going to go through her phone, take all of her notes, put it in this app. And when we come back after this song from MyCam, we will debut a brand new podcast completely inspired by the notes Allie's kept about her own personal life. Will it be entertaining? Perhaps. But also probably not.
Send me yours too.
We'll grab caller 20, give you some great news as well. So let's get into this hour of the show. And it will be the greatest hour of your life. We'll prove that to you when we pick up caller 20 and give you some great Disney news next on the world famous KROQ. We are Klein Alley's show. Later this hour, I'll get you into some sold-out Jack White, a show happening tonight at Palladium. If you're thinking it's a rerun, no, there was a show last night, also sold out. We'll get you into tonight's show. A few more pairs of tickets to give you before we get out of here today. But right now, celebrate the 70th anniversary of Disneyland.
Thank you.
Hold on one second. That's Robert. He's excited.
Are you ready?
All right. We've taken Allie's notes from her phone. She didn't know these would be listened to by you, so don't judge her or judge her accordingly. We've put them in this program that people are using to turn any random thoughts they have in their own phone.
Yeah, but I said, can you please turn this into a podcast hosted by Morgan Freeman?
Oh, nice. I like that. Even better. I'm sure he'd be thrilled. So here we go. This is stuff happening in Allie's life, all random thoughts and notes in her phone that has just been turned into a podcast, and it took all of
30 seconds.
That's wild.
I know, right?
Let's go ahead and enjoy a world premiere, the Allie's Notes podcast, as voiced by Morgan Freeman.
Notes to self by a parent on the edge. Lights up on a lone figure, center stage. She holds a phone. She begins reading, at first unsure, then with rising emotional intensity. Grandma's sauce. Onion, celery, carrots, chopped, garlic, sauté, in butter, a pound of ground beef, in the sauce, a half can of tomato paste, 2 big cans, tomato sauce, Italian seasoning, wine, obviously. Reminder, send an email to Bonnie, schedule haircut, call the pole dancing place, Costco, graham crackers, toilet paper, and maybe post about the Grand Canyon, baby journal. He smiled in his sleep. February 2nd, rolled over on Easter. Laughed on my stomach on Cinco de Mayo. First cartoon, Snoopy. First sickness, COVID. First time sitting up. First crawl. First wave. First steps. First fall. Words, category, bubble, ball, go, car, bye-bye. Hey, apple, water, knock, knock, baby, number me,
Hold
mommy,
on. Pause
PP.
this.
I got it. Again, mine, bus, please, booby, no, me, fly.
Questions?
Yeah, okay.
This is Morgan Freeman?
Sounds like him to me.
It's a Timo Morgan Freeman, for starters. Not a good version, but this is...
a lot of the AI cloned
Right.
voices aren't perfect.
Just so I can get a sense of what we've gone through. This is all notes you keep in your phone, and you have one running document that just has every random thought you have. Obviously, we started with a very important recipe for your grandma's pasta sauce, which I can't believe you just shared because everyone knows
recipe.
Italian grandmas, they keep that recipe tight to the vet. They don't like to give that out. You just shared that with the masses. Then you went from that into a couple of reminders. Email Bonnie, get your hair done, which clearly that's a reminder you've not been paying attention to.
Okay.
And then you went into, you keep track of a list of all of your kids' words that he says in order?
When he first started talking, I would add a word every time he spoke a new word.
You would put it in your phone.
Mhm.
Wow, I am...
And I did keep dates of like the first time he rolled over, the first time he did this, the first time he got sick, the first movie he watched, all that stuff.
It puts the phone away. Hands fall to their sides. They close their eyes. I can't keep track anymore. Lights down. Silence.
Wow. That's Allie's
That was beautiful.
thoughts turned into a podcast.
Why are you saying a good Jesus, Jake?
Leave it to Allie to find a white-sounding Morgan Freeman. That's an interesting thought there. That's fascinating, at the very least.
Hey,
Someone,
if
please
I'm going to
post-
remember my grocery list, wouldn't you rather have Morgan Freeman or a knockoff version of him read it to
But
you?
I thought the AI would elaborate a little bit, like try to paint some sort of picture.
Well, he did. He turned Allie's whole life into a stupid play. Did you hear that whole thing at the beginning? The lights go up. It's sad woman looking at her phone.
It was like literally in her notes.
Yeah.
Is that in your notes,
I said
Allie?
sad woman looking at her phone.
Did you write that down?
I didn't include that. That's implied.
Was that your son's first word? Sad
Okay.
woman looking at her phone? Well, anyway, that's...
I'm about to do Vanessa's because she just sent me some of her stuff.
626 just said celery in the sauce. Are you sure you're even Italian? I mean, that's a great question as
good.
well. I don't know about all that. That's El Cheapo.
I'm
She's-
obsessed with the idea of an oversized blazer.
This is
Oh, these are Vanessa's notes now. All right, we're moving from
Amazing notes.
the podcast about Allie's life has now been turned into the podcast about Vanessa's life, clearly voiced by another Morgan Freeman sound-alike. Here we go.
Not just any blazer. Something with structure, but still slouchy enough to throw over a tee and feel cool without trying too hard. It's giving effortless coffee run energy and polished meeting vibes. All in one piece.
This has turned, so Vanessa gave me a list of things she wants to buy. And
Vanessa-
it has turned it into a podcast.
Can I ask you a serious question? When have you ever gone to a polished meeting since you've been here?
I went to a polished meeting via Zoom with the lawyers.
And isn't an oversized blazer to you just a blazer?
Hey.
An adult,
small little jacket.
an adult blazer is oversized on Vanessa. Yeah, I think we're going to prove that she's a child now by listening to one of the, these are all the things she's had on her to buy list.
Yeah.
Speaking of tees, I'm on the hunt for a good white graphic tee. Not too loud, not too basic. Just the right kind of print that says, yes, I thought about this outfit, even if I didn't.
Oh, man.
I just want everyone to know that my notes were just a list. But she sounds amazing.
This is not a
She knows you.
This is
She
what
really knows me.
You want to wear an outfit that looks like you put it together, but you didn't. But it was effortless. But there was effort.
Yeah, she's in my brain.
Right. Oh, this is
Next,
great.
Vans. I've loved them forever, but it's time to refresh.
Oh.
I'm dreaming of light pink, yellow, and red. Fun statement colours for everyday wear. And of course, I need to bring the black classics back into my life. You really can't go wrong with those. Now for jeans, high-waisted Levi's are calling my name. That vintage fit, the kind that hugs you in the right spots and works with sneakers or boots. Yes, please.
Oh, man.
All right, girl.
All right. Vanessa has just found her new best friend. It's the AI version.
That's exactly what
of
I've
her-
been saying.
Her notes. All right. Well, this is fascinating. I didn't realize the technology. We are completely obsolete at this point.
I'm so confused as to what a polish meeting is, says 831.
You don't
Are
need-
people being polished off and cleaned with
That's-
load towels?
That's right. You know it.
This is fascinating, though. Wouldn't it make your life more interesting
I'll-
if all the things that you had to do or keep notes about was told back to you in this way?
I will pass along my notes for you to produce later. We have to take a quick break.
Pleasure self.
Hearing
Later, pleasure self.
fake Morgan Freeman saying "booby" from Allie's notes was absolutely incredible. It's made my day yet again. This show always amazes me. You guys find new ways to outdumb yourself.
Yeah.
And eventually go full circle. The Black Classics, well said. We got to take a quick break. When we return, either it'll be us or it'll be AI versions of us. We're not sure.
And you won't be able to tell.
Enrollment starts now for Camp KROQ. Earn your merit badge at 9, noon, 3, and 6 when you win a 4-pack of one-day, one-park tickets to Disneyland Park or Disney California Adventure Park. At the Disneyland Resort, the happiest place on Earth, you'll find all kinds of happy. You can find the travel to a galaxy far, far away kind of happy and that woohoo kind of happy. Join in the Disneyland Resort 70th celebration starting May 16th. Pitch your tent at KROQ all week to win. Both ticket and park reservation required. KROQ.
Are you ready?
I'm not ready because I already think I know what this is, but there's an intervention that is apparently being called. And I am, I guess, the victim. Is that the right word? No?
No, you're the recipient. Yeah,
oh,
we
you're
are.
the victim. Excuse me. It's
You've got this wrong already.
I'm doing something that is affecting you all, and you would like to intervene
Numerous
on
things.
Yeah, but Klein, we have to start out by saying we love you. And we're telling you this because we love you and we want the best for you. And I know you're turning into the person that you don't want to be. I know that you would see yourself walking down the street and you would say, that poor sucker, I can't believe he's living his life that way.
Well, I don't accept your love.
Why?
Well,
Come on.
it's a-
This is just resistance.
This is a silly way to start. And usually I thought the way it's supposed to work is I'm supposed to walk into a room thinking that we're having a pizza party, and then you guys are all sitting in a circle going
Yeah,
like...
let's get some pizza.
Yeah, I mean, you could have at least gotten me some effing pizza here.
Okay.
That was always the most jealous of that part of the intervention, was the part where the people got like a cool surprise party for like a second, and then they realized, oh, wait.
And they're
this
like,
is-
have a seat. We're actually in a conference room.
yeah, like I at least wanted that part of it.
Oh, everyone's here. Hey, guys. What's going
What?
on?
This is my half
It was like
birthday?
the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
There's something new that you're doing. There have been things that you've been doing for a while. Yes, you are on your phone a lot, and we'll get to that. But there is something specifically I want to bring up, and then I'll let everyone else share different ways that you're affecting them negatively.
Not Vanessa. She's not sharing, is she?
Yes, she is.
I'm sharing.
Vanessa. Thought we're cool.
Now, after the show is over, 95% of the time, as soon as we get off the air, we say our goodbyes, have a moment to ourselves, start to talk about the show for tomorrow and what we want to do. You take out your AirPods and you put them in your ears and you just leave them there. Might not be on a phone call, might not be watching or listening to anything, but you've got them in there. I called you out on this at one point and you said it's so I don't lose them.
Yep.
You're the guy
Stand by
that's
that.
walking around with AirPods in at all times, even though you're not on a phone call. And you will do this during meetings. You will have your AirPods in during meetings while we are trying to put together the show. I have no idea what you're looking at. If anything, I don't know if you're paying attention or not. Don't be the AirPods guy. Please, you're bigger than this. You're better than this. You don't need to be the AirPods guy. Just put them away.
All right. Well, let me just start by saying I can already stop this problem. I lost them.
Oh, great. All right, next.
Really? You did? You lost them?
Because...
So your big plan did not work whatsoever?
Yeah, because I didn't put them in my ears one time, and now I've lost them. So I have the case, but I don't have the AirPods.
But there are many different things that you are doing to avoid direct communication and contact. Jake, do you want to go next?
No, hold on. I thought we just solved the problem. Problem solved.
No, there's
numerous problems.
There's numerous problems that are funneling through the same thing.
BS. That's not how interventions work. You pick one thing. You're on meth. Let's deal with the meth.
The problem is that you're not present and you're not listening. There are a lot of different ways that you're doing this, and there are a lot of different people who are affected by this individually.
I listen better than anyone. I'm the best listener. I do.
Jake?
Yes, dear Klein.
Oh, I hate this. I'm not listening.
Your behavior has affected me negatively in the following ways. When I load audio onto Vox and tell you what it is, and you don't acknowledge that I said anything, and I have to say, "Do you hear that?" and you still don't say anything. And I say, "Klein," you go, "Yo, yeah." And then when I talk to you over the comm to tell you something or ask you if you're good on audio, and you don't answer me. But actually, it's worse. You do answer me, but you don't take the effort to press the button. And I see you on video not pressing the button, but saying stuff as if you pressed the button. I can't hear you if you don't press the goddamn button.
Wow.
This is not a good intervention.
Also, you still owe me $300.
First of all,
that's irrelevant.
I've seen intervention. They've never yelled at the person like that and made them feel bad about it.
No, they're supposed to cry instead.
We do a lot of checks and secondary checks. It's too many checks. I say, can you put the audio in? If the audio's in, to me, that mission accomplished. I don't need hey, did you get the audio? You need a good job? You need a pat on the ass?
He needs confirmation that you received it.
Allie, how annoying is pushing this button?
It's not annoying.
Oh,
you reach for it, and you're like an inch away.
And then you can't do the extra inch. Right. I end up pushing it a lot for you because you can't make the effort.
Fine. Let me bring up something that just happened like 10 minutes ago, and I did not get confirmation on this, and this is part of the problem. Is I put in this brand new, shiny goat line bed that we're supposed to use when we go through the goat line bed, right?
Yes.
And I chime in, and you're distracted because you edit everything last minute. I'm like, hey, dude, just so you know, the goat line bed is in there. And I don't hear anything, so I'm guessing that you heard me and you see it in the system because I loaded it in the system.
That was a fail.
Do you play the goat line bed?
No, I did not.
No. Why?
I had my AirPods in. I was tuning you out.
Which 909 said, what do you care, Allie? It's none of your business what he's doing with his AirPods. And generally, it's not.
No, I don't
it's when
be that
we
guy.
are at work
I don't
in
want to
a
be that
meeting.
guy. Sometimes you see some people that you see go, I don't like that. I don't know that person, but I don't like them based on that. And I don't want to. Once people get to know me, they don't like me. But I want them to get to know me first. I don't want them to not like me just on how I appear.
Exactly.
And when I put the AirPods in, it was my plan to not lose the AirPods.
But in a meeting situation where you're talking to people, it cancels out like 75% of the audio, the sound.
No, it doesn't, because they're not on.
Yes, it does.
They're just resting.
Not on. How big are your ears?
Dude, look at them. They're huge. Look how big my ears are. They're massive.
No wonder you lost them.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think could be in there right now.
All right, Johnny.
There are 4 pairs in there.
Johnny, do you want to go?
I don't like this intervention, and I think we've covered it.
I'm ready.
We've covered enough. One thought per break, guys. Too many thoughts.
Okay, mine is really quick. Mine is just, and I know this kind of lends itself to your disability, but I have...
What? Lends itself to my disability? You're the guy that thought the Iditarod was hauled around by a bunch of Jamaican guys.
All right, stop deflecting.
It lends itself to your ADT, but I have one for when you walk.
ADT?
You got the disability.
Your security system?
ADHD.
All right, let's move on to Vanessa.
ADHD.
All right, let's hear Johnny out. I like what he's saying. Go ahead.
Whenever we're talking to you or I'm talking to you, you do this thing where you kind of listen, but then like after like 4 or 5 seconds, you start like drifting and walking away from when we're talking to you. And you're like halfway out the door with your bag, and you're like, all right, yeah, I'll tell son, and then you get caught up in a conversation.
Guys, I understand the point.
Yes, but then what Omar's saying is that you aren't really listening. You're just trying to make us think that you're listening to us.
I am listening. Sometimes it doesn't need to be said in such a long... Johnny will say, like, hey, I'm going to post something today at 2 o'clock. I go, all right, cool. To me, that's everything I need. He goes, thinking about 2 is better than 2:30 because if I go 2:30, it's going to be too close to it. And I walk out. I don't need all that. It's too much information.
All right.
I got a busy day.
Vanessa?
Piggybacking at everyone, pretty much. Is that how you say it? Anyways, when we have meetings and you're on your phone.
Guys, I hate meetings.
And you're like in social media, I don't know if you're paying attention to what I'm saying. And you know I don't speak very well, so I need full attention.
Rock, we are Klein Alley's show. In a moment, get you into some sold-out Jack White tonight at the Palladium. It's a show that happened last night, happening again tonight. Sold out, of course, smaller venue, massive star. We will get you in to that again in about... In fact, Vanessa, we have 2 more pairs of those tickets to give out?
We have 3.
3? Oh. All right, hold on. Let's not waste time. We only have 30 minutes left together today here on KROQ. Let's go ahead and give a pair away right now at 800-520-1067. Cancel your plans for tonight. We got better ones for you. You will be seeing Jack White at Palladium as we get into a brand new Old People Secret. It's the gift of living forever. If that's not gift enough, we throw some Jack White into the mix. And speaking of white, it's a very old white lady who is celebrating her 105th birthday. But what is her secret? Let's get to it. It's time for Old People Secrets.
From chicken brain to drinking rain, not getting laid. They call me the barmaid.
They call me the barmaid.
That's right. Let's live forever with Sweet Dibbit. Time for some old people secrets.
Sweet Dibbits, as we head to the other side of the pond for a nice old lady who's 105 and going to tell us how she lives forever.
A big banner for a big birthday. Turning 105 is an achievement worth celebrating.
The whole day was perfect. I had such a good catch-up, I had no time to finish my drink.
I had such a good what job?
She had such a good ketchup.
Oh.
She's eating ketchup. She doesn't know what it is. No, I think she was hanging out with people, and she was saying that the only downside is that she couldn't finish drinking because she was talking to people all day.
I see.
Catching up.
She was catching.
She was
had such a good catch up.
When you're 105, you got a lot to catch up on because you got to tell people the same story over and over again, you know?
I had no time to finish my drink.
And do you have a drink, Marjorie? Do you have an alcoholic drink?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The other lady's like, yes, she does.
Absolutely.
I like to have her sedated,
at all times. Drinks.
So she doesn't know what we're doing to
That's
her.
That's what we're hiding in the ketchup is these pills here, you see. So this is Marjorie. She's 105, and she likes drinking.
At the moment, I'm on Baileys.
Oh, she loves
The lady's like,
She likes the Baileys.
And because a lot of people knew I like Baileys, I've ended up with, 9 bottles?
Yeah.
She's hammered.
In one day.
So this woman is going to clearly die of liver failure. But for right now, she's enjoying the sweet taste of Bailey's.
Man,
And
remember when you first had Bailey's, though? It was so delicious.
it's a great gateway drink.
It really is. It was like, this is just coffee with a little extra something.
Yeah, and whoever invented Bailey's or Kahlua or any of those drinks that are, Malibu, any of those drinks that are like 80% sugar and just a little alcohol, it's a great way to
God bless you.
make your way from milkshakes to drinking. But anyway, so here she is. She loves the Bailey's.
Marjorie was born in 1919 and grew up in Stockport. On her 21st birthday, she got engaged to Charlie before he was called up to serve in the Second World War.
Yeah, they don't have to play her funeral music already.
It is interesting that they've gone with the sad music.
It's definitely a celebration of life sounding.
So she met this guy, Charlie. He went off to the Second World War. They didn't go into details on what side he was on, so I guess we won't know. But we'll assume that he was an ally.
I've got 5 grandchildren, 8 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-grandchild.
Grandchildren.
She got it.
Baileys, I love it.
Great chilled Baileys on ice. So then, of course, we get to the only thing that matters, and that is the secret. But first, they try to stump her to find out if she's really telling the truth or is she lying and kind of, building up her story for the media attention.
And do you know all their names?
There
Oh
she-
my God, what a bitch.
So she says, I've got all these children.
Really? What are the names?
Grandchildren.
Great-grandchild.
And do you know all their names?
Oh, yes.
Sip. Clink of the glass. But that's such an unfair question. She had trouble with children
Yeah,
and child
right.
just a moment ago.
You know all of the names. That would have gone on forever.
So what's the secret to a long and healthy life like Marjorie's?
All right. Here we go. There's all that matters now. If you want to live forever, are the old people giving us good intel so we can also be 105 and chilling, sipping Baileys? Or are they setting us up for an early grave by lying to us so that we live a terribly unhealthy lifestyle and die young and they get all the glory?
Okay, so I think this is going to be, she's a lady of routine, and I think she's going to say she watches her soap opera and drinks her Baileys every morning.
Soap opera, Baileys. That's her secret to a long life. We've learned a little bit about Marjorie. She's 105. Omar, what's her secret?
Yeah, I think she's going to tie her grandchildren into it somehow. Saying, spending time with the grandkids. Something generic.
All right. She's got to spend time with the young people. Suck their blood.
Yeah.
Smart.
All
Jake,
that young skin.
what is her secret?
It's going to be a good laugh and a good drink.
Good laugh and a good drink. Okay, if you want to be 105, this is your newest old people secret.
Wait, Vanessa.
Oh, Vanessa, go ahead.
I think my secret is to I couldn't think of something on time because I was reading an article, but I'm gonna say reading. Yep, reading.
Okay. That's Vanessa. She's a master of many voices
What if Vanessa gets it verbatim?
and great improv skills. Here we go. Let's find out what is her secret.
I've no secrets, just common sense.
Common sense?
Common sense,
Love
Ellie.
it.
She's a whore.
Keeping fit, mainly. Plenty of exercise and outdoor. Don't get stuck away indoors in a room.
Wow, that's literally the opposite of what I said.
And it's what she's doing right now. She's looking around at these people that are keeping her in this room going, don't be stuck in a room.
Do something. Do something that you will enjoy when it's finished. Or something that you can...
They're literally playing her off. They're playing her off
All right,
into...
thank you.
the-
Or something that you can do and give to somebody who will appreciate it.
No, she's better off the cuff than Vanessa was.
Sure was. 105.
I'm looking at words, so reading.
So at the end of this, they go back to the news anchors in the studio, and one of them tries to make a joke and ends up insulting his fellow news anchor, which is great.
9 bottles of Baileys.
She's now got a sponsorship deal, I think, coming her way. Can only be beaten by Carol. Morning.
I wish. I'm not as old just yet.
Not your age, the Baileys.
I'm not calling you a drunk, Carol. I'm calling. pick one of our favorites and reward you with a final pair of tickets to go to see Jack White tonight, Palladium. Sold out show, we get you in. So anything you bring with you from today's show could have happened in the 6 o'clock hour, the 7 o'clock hour, the 8 o'clock hour, whatever it was. Let us know, 800-520-1067. We will read some of our favorites, and we'll announce which one of you is going to score yourselves some tickets. You can also call your takeaways in if you'd like to. Phone's open now. Come back with that, wrap up the show, and turn it over to the great Nicole Alvarez next on KROQ. K-Rock Klein Alley Show. That'll pretty much do it for us. Nicole Alvarez will be in here. 40 minutes nonstop K-Rock. More Disneyland tickets coming up at noon. Win those again at 3 and at 6 with the great Kevin Ryder. Back on K-Rock. That's right. Maybe you haven't heard yet. Big news, worth repeating. Kevin Ryder, the great Kevin and Bean, is back on K-Rock, hanging out with you in the afternoons. And why don't you go ahead and tell some people that swore off this radio station, said, K-Rock, you're dead to me now. You can go ahead and make nice with us again because your friend Kevin's back. All right, let's do takeaways from today's show. Then we will officially get out of here. Tomorrow we'll get some good stuff planned for you. Continue to hook you up with Disneyland tickets and get you into some more Mission Impossible takeaways from today's show. All over the place, Allie. We can start on the phones, but the reality is they're everywhere. Let's start with Kelsey. Kelsey, your takeaway from today's show. What's up?
Hello. Takeaway. I heard you were doing Jack White tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
That's a great takeaway.
That's not what you said on the phone.
That's great. It's a great takeaway.
That's not what you said on the phone.
Robert,
I love
what's
when
your
Vanessa feels betrayed.
Robert, what's your takeaway?
You're going to find dildos and Cheetos in the nightstand.
That's a good takeaway from today's show. You got to listen to the entire show if you want to find out what that comes from. You can download the show in podcast form.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Yes, don't knock it till you try it. Well said.
Knock it and then try it.
Frank, what's your takeaway from today's show?
You can compare your sexual partner count to basketball players.
That's a great takeaway. We learned that today. We learned I met a couple where one of them is Kobe Bryant's older jersey number and one of them is Kobe Bryant's more recent jersey number. Mm-hmm. Fascinating. Although technically I think his number was 23, so he's LeBron's jersey or Jordan, as the case may be. But regardless, yes, it's a great way to reveal your sexual body count numbers through basketball player. You don't want to date someone who's a Luca, if you know what I'm saying. All right,
Yes,
Allie.
you do. It's
Well,
fine.
Hey, I think it's great. No judgment here.
Never mind. I think it's great.
Derek, what's your takeaway from today's show?
Yeah, my takeaway is AI Morgan Freeman loves Allie's grandma's pasta sauce.
Yeah, he does love Allie's grandma's pasta sauce. There's no denying that. Mark, what's your takeaway?
Any jacket that Vanessa wears is going to be an oversized jacket.
It's a great takeaway.
It's a good takeaway.
Maybe good enough to score you some tickets to tonight's Jack White show. Allie, give me the ones on the text line, then we'll get out of here.
774, my takeaway is that Allie really enjoys beating 11-year-olds.
Yeah, she beat an 11-year-old this morning before 7 a.m.
Beat him good. 818, my takeaway is who needs a gym membership when you can just walk really far away from your parking spot?
All you got to do.
213, my takeaway is Mama Klein is mourning Klein's virgin nipple. 213, Jake and Joyce really hit it off. And 626, my takeaway is the secret to longevity is common sense.
Common sense. That is the secret. Jake, you got a takeaway from today's show?
Yeah, we can win Jack White tickets.
Thank you, Jake. Well said.
That'd be awesome.
That would be
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. What's your takeaway, Omar?
My takeaway is that I think you're going to get a visit from the authorities.
I don't think I'm probably allowed to play this with a child, but I'm going to do it anyway, because what the hell, why not? And it would be so much fun. We would all love it. Time to groom your son. All right. That's totally out of context.
I've never heard Klein happier.
Everything's out of context.
Time to groom your son.
All right. Allie, you got a takeaway?
My takeaway is Jake is in love.
Jake is in love. You learned that today. Hey, Mark, we did appreciate all of the takeaways we got, and I'm sorry we can't give you all tickets. But tonight, cancel your plans. You're going to go see Jack White, all right?
I love you guys.
Thank you. We love you as well. Enjoy the show. Enjoy some Jack White. Find us again here on KROQ tomorrow morning, and that's it. Bye.
World Famous KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
Klein Alley Show.
KROQ.
Hey, it's your buddy Klein. Listen, if you've lost your home,